Yo, 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 yo. What is up? What is up? It's your boy Wildcard Mar in the building. And we got the big homie RKO Nick Shine in the building. Detroit Mail is he's incapacitated. I think he finally met his match. A big chick that he couldn't take down, and maybe she said on him. But he's not here in the show.
And when we asked her, what was the one thing you can't do? She said, fuck Mel.
No, the big homie Detroit Mel had to work today, got to get his coin, so he's out doing his thing. So it's just me and the big homie Nick today. As always, please go on over to all our respective social media platforms. You can catch us on Facebook at I.O.W Sports Network. Same address on Instagram, I.O.W Sports Network. And most importantly, catch us on YouTube where you can catch all the content at I.O.W Sports Network. That's where you can catch all the content from. No Name Podcast, a podcast that Detroit Mail hits up, specific for the Detroit Lions fans. The Wildcard More, I got a podcast specific for the Kansas City Chiefs fans, the Wildcard Chief. And then, of course, the big homie Nick, go over there and support proud New York Jets fans, his podcast that he has got on YouTube as well. And if you can't find us there, you can always catch us on Twitter at I.O.W Sports 1. Now that we got that out the business, got all that out the way, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Y'all do understand, Tuesday just came out. Well, it's not the final college football rankings, but this
I
has
thought you
a
were talking
lot.
about Wednesday, the Addams Family show on Netflix, like the most popular Netflix show ever. Have you heard about it? When you said Tuesday, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought it was Wednesday. I've been reading about it all week.
No,
the
man.
most streamed show in American history.
Really?
The first week, it passed Stranger Things 4 with over 50 million hours viewed the first week.
Wow. And I thought Stranger Things was pretty damn good. So that says a lot.
Anthony coming in with good breaking news.
Oh, we got breaking news, and what we got?
Nick, I need your NFL bets. Betting is official in Maryland.
Oh, word! Hey, congrats!
Welcome to the show, brother.
Man, I'm hoping North Carolina passes it soon because I need to start making some money off this football knowledge that I got because I don't know, man. It's weird, but anyway.
My bad. I know we went.
No. Hey, come on, Nick. Come on, bro. You know how we do. We always get sidebars. It don't matter. But Tuesday, it wasn't the final college football playoff rankings, but it is very important because this upcoming weekend we have some very important games. You have LSU taking on Georgia in the SEC championship game. You have TCU taking on Kansas State in the Big 12 championship game. You have Michigan taking on Purdue in the Big 10 championship game. And of course, you got USC taking on Utah in the Pac-12 championship game. And all four of those games matter because sitting on the outside looking in at 5 and 6, you got a 1-loss Ohio State at 5. You got a 2-loss Alabama at 6. And so all these games matter this championship weekend. Big homie Nick, no surprises in the playoff rankings. Did they go how they should have? What's your take on the next to last college football rankings heading into championship weekend?
Well, they set it up for Alabama to succeed, right?
Because
Alabama the best chance of succeeding. Alabama's not in a conference championship game.
Nope.
They can't lose. The only thing that can happen now are teams losing in front of them. And then it bops them up. You almost don't have a budget to replace. Well, man, calm down, Mike, because you don't even know the restraint I showed in my body this morning. When I did not comment on you on National AIDS Day, because you thanked like nurses and doctors and shit, I would be like, you should thank them for keeping your skinny ass alive. I didn't want to get into it with your friends list. So, man, I'm so happy your skinny ass showed up on your day.
AIDS Day.
I love Mikey. I know we don't look like we love each other, but man, we
it's a love-hate relationship.
Oh, it's mostly hate, but we make it. It's a fun hate relationship. It's both fun to hate each other.
But no, go ahead and speak on what you were saying before you had to speak your hate towards Bones.
You look like a well-fed.
Oh my God, you and Bones, y'all too much, man. Y'all too much. This is the banter that goes on in the I.O.W. sports world. So, hey, join the Facebook page.
USC can lose, right? They bumped Ohio State out too because Ohio State ain't got the game. TCU has the Big 12. Basically, 3 of those 4 teams can lose, and you know that the powers that be are sitting there praying that TCU and USC lose, and Ohio State and Alabama can get
sneak right in. Oh yeah.
And then you move Alabama up to the 2-3 game with Michigan, and you have Georgia versus Alabama, and you have 2 massive rivalries. They don't want to see USC against Michigan or TCU against Georgia. No. They want Ohio State, Michigan again. They want Georgia, Alabama. And you can see they set it up for exactly that. Now, USC, go throw a monkey wrench in and fuck this all up.
Hey, well, here's the deal. Because USC, they've already lost to Utah in a very competitive game about a month and a half ago. And so they got to see them again for the Pac-12 championship. And let's be honest, if USC doesn't win this game, they're out. All right, and there's 2 losses. But here's my deal. I think this is the wild card. Now, let me ask you this. Now, we've seen how TCU's been all season. They're undefeated. If they even have just this loss in the Big 12 championship game, they out.
Yeah, because the conference isn't as respected as other conferences.
Fair.
It's not like it's the SEC where if you lose to Georgia loses to Alabama, you're like, they still deserved, like last year, right? They lost to Alabama in the SEC championship and ended up winning the national title because you knew by the eye test that they are good enough to still be in the top 4. I don't think you get that with TCU. I think you just get an explosive offense in a shitty defensive conference.
Oh yeah, and I think that plays into it. You got to factor that into it. I mean, Big 12, they don't compare to the Big 10. They don't compare to the SEC. And so when you got a Big 10 and a SEC team sitting right behind you, even though they got more losses, but if you lose, hey, there's not much, I guess, ammunition you can say to state your case to say, hey, we deserve to be over there over Ohio State or Alabama. But let me ask you this though, big homie.
What's up?
At one point, would the committee finally just make it about who's the better team? Because I agree with you. I think they're setting up for Ohio State and Bama to get in, especially if USC and TCU lose. Are they doing a lot of these matchups based off of? Well, I mean, I'm going to answer my own question. They are doing some of these matchups based off of money, but at what point do you feel it should be about just the better teams in the rankings and not, matchup wise and revenue wise and who you can get to have popular games?
I mean, we might not like it, but I think they do it that route, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bigger, better teams get the ratings. They're the bigger draw. They got the bigger following, and that's who they want in the bigger games on TV. You know what I mean? Remember the year it was Boise State against Oklahoma? I know Boise State shocked them, but that wasn't a huge draw. It became a legendary game after the fact, but the ratings.
I think a lot of people tuned in halfway through that game. They were like, "Oh, Boise State's actually in this game."
I mean, you remember the trick plays. You remember the kid scoring the winning touchdown and then proposing to his fiance. Mm-hmm. You remember all that stuff. They did the Statue of Liberty play. They did the hook and ladder.
Yep.
So
Adrian Peterson was in that game. A lot of people don't remember that. Adrian Peterson was still in Oklahoma at that point in time.
Oh wow. Yeah. So I mean, they don't want those games. That's the abnormality. That Boise State beating Oklahoma. They don't want TCU versus Georgia.
Just a blowout. You're asking for a blowout. You're asking for a straight beatdown if you put TCU in there against Georgia.
Score. They could score with Georgia, but that'd be like a 54-24 game.
Oh, yeah. It'd still be lopsided because I think Georgia has, obviously, they got the better defense. So you get 2-3 stops, and that's already a blowout in that game.
Let me say something before we proceed.
Yeah.
It is officially December.
Mm-hmm.
and my New York Jets
are in contention.
Are playing competitive football. So,
hey, cheers to you,
cheers
bro.
to me.
Cheers to you, bro.
No, that's all I asked for.
I got you, bro.
How much I got you. I said, be after Thanksgiving, be playing competitive, meaningful football this year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take my first sip. So that's
no, I got you. I got you. We'll dive more deep into that because we got some interesting games in the NFL.
I just couldn't look at the cup anymore. It was
it was calling you.
It was like Mel on a Friday night. It was all alone. Hope that motherfucker's listening to work.
Yo, you guys are fucking ridiculous. I love it though. But
I don't know why they don't like me. I've never been nothing but complimentary to Mel and Mike.
Is there if TCU and USC lose, is there any conceivable way that another team leaps?
LSU if they beat Georgia.
Okay.
If LSU beats Georgia and they already beat Alabama head to head, then LSU shoots up to 3 or 4. And then you probably have
even with the 3 losses.
I think so. You win the SEC, you deserve to be in the national tournament.
Okay. Hey, that's why we having the discussion.
Put it this way: you're never gonna hear me say that the 2 teams in the championship in the SEC don't deserve to be in the national championship because you looked at it last year when we said the SEC championship. You're looking at the best 2 teams in the country. Alabama beat Georgia that day, and then Georgia beat Alabama in the championship game. So you're never, that conference is too good. Even LSU, who is going to be scary with what they built, how quickly they rebuilt there. They lost Jefferson and Burrow and all those guys that one year. I think they lost all 11 starters to the NFL draft. Ed Ingram, who's in the NFL as a guard now, all those guys, that whole 11-man offense went pro. Mm-hmm. And then they were really down the last year or 2, and now they're back. So that's good because I root for LSU because they're in Alabama's division. They're not in Georgia's division.
Yeah.
Like Florida and Tennessee are like the 2 rivals for Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really love the LSU being good because it keeps Alabama at bay.
Yeah.
Hate it, whatever you want. It's basically because of my kid. My kid's an Alabama fan. And as most parents know, you don't want to see your kids be happier than you in sports. You want them to everything else in life surpass me. But when it comes to teams, pipe the fuck down. You stay in the loser's lane, bro. That's why I made you a Jet fan, Nikki, so you don't get to enjoy the NFL more than me.
Hey, you get to be miserable with me, not yeah.
You don't get faux pas.
Yeah.
You got to root faux pas.
So I don't know if anybody saw this. Late last night, the Rose Bowl committee finally agreed to be part of the college football playoff expansion. So there's going to make it a lot more sooner for the 12-team playoff to happen in 2024.
January of 2024 or the 2024 season that goes into 2025?
Now, I'm assuming the 2023 season, 2023 to the 2024 season.
Or next year.
I'm assuming.
Okay.
And I hate to assume because obviously if you say the 2024 season, then that'd be 2025.
Yeah, it'd be January of 2025.
Yeah.
But some of those games are played. It might be 2 years from now because some of those games are played before Christmas, right?
I didn't see how they're going to break it down, but they're going to have to do it before Christmas because you look at it how they're doing right now.
3 weeks.
That stuff's not happening until damn near New Year's. So I mean, you can't have a 12-team playoff starting at New Year's, then you're playing football all the way damn near to February. You don't want to be, and I'm okay with the 12-team playoff. My thing is how are they going to construct the regular season? Is there going to be a set limit for all teams across the board? Do they all play the same amount of games? Do they all play in conference? Do they have out of conference games? I think there's still a lot of details I need to get figured out before they go ahead and 100% finalize the expansion, which I'm fine with it.
It's simple. You do your conference championship the first weekend of December.
Mm-hmm.
and you give them an off week. So say we're at the 11th, and then you go 18, 25 the week of Christmas, and then New Year's. Or if you want to give 2 weeks before the championship, you give 2 weeks before the championship. But there's plenty. Don't forget, these teams are usually sitting there 30 days in between games for a big bowl game. That's a month. You can do a 12. You can do a 16-team tournament in the same time. If college basketball could do 64 teams in 4 weeks
in a month,
but you just need 3 rounds. You need 3 weekends to get it done. You could take off the week of Christmas and then do New Year's and then the first week of January.
Yeah,
they'll get it done. They'll do marquee games.
You'll definitely get it done because you know it's the money on it. Yeah. It's the money on it.
When it's December 13th and ESPN has to put on the Pinstripe Classic from Yankee Stadium, and it's like Syracuse against like Hofstra in a freaking game.
Does Hofstra even have a football team?
You don't think? I don't know. I guess Wayne Corbett played there. I don't know if they still have it, but Corbett played there.
No, shout out to Hofstra. I'm pretty sure they still got their football program.
That played for Hofstra. I can name Corbett. And I can name John Sipot from North Brunswick, New Jersey, who I went to jump to put an air ball back. One of my teammates in high school shot a 3 from the wing, and I went and I rebounded it and I caught it, but I jumped so high from the side that he ducked, and he was 6'7", like 300. He ended up being a tight end. I slipped right down his back, bounced off my neck. The video, it was 1995. VHS, but even on the video you could see like me just bounce off my head and like fall to the side, and then all the people in the gym, all I hear is my mother go, I think he's dead.
Hey, that's a tumble. I know that was a tumble, my brother.
An interesting side note, John Sipot in North Brunswick, guy I played AAU basketball with that you may have heard of, U.S. goalie for many years, Tim Howard, played on that same team. Tim Howard and I played
for the United States men's national soccer team. Yeah. Tim Howard. Yeah.
We went to North Brunswick High School, and me and him played AAU basketball together. And when we were together, our team couldn't lose. And he was always missing it for some silly nonsense bullshit called the United States men's junior team, or the junior national team. And we'd always like, dude, why the hell aren't you here? And then I saw him a couple of years later. I was like, yeah, you made the right choice.
Yeah, good move, bro. Good move.
That was a good call, bro. Don't listen to me.
Oh, for real. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this weekend. Like I said, you got four championship games from 4 different conferences. The only team that actually wouldn't get hurt from a loss, in my opinion, is Georgia. I just think they're the only team.
Michigan deserves that too.
If they lose to Purdue, come on now.
Okay.
If Michigan loses to Purdue, there's no way I could push y'all in the damn football playoff if you lose it to Purdue.
I didn't know the matchup. I don't really follow the Big Ten. I'm an SEC guy, so I didn't know the matchup. I stand corrected. Yeah, if they lose that.
So like if Michigan loses,
God
hey, I hear you. But if Georgia loses to LSU, obviously you talk about how LSU got. But I'm saying they got some legitimate wins.
That's a respectable loss though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's a more respectable loss. TCU to me it's either win or go home. This is your prelim to the national championship if you want to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like if TCU is serious about making a run at the college football playoffs, to me they got to treat this as if it's the national championship. Because if they lose, I don't see a back door of them still getting in with USC right behind them, assuming that they win, and Bama and Ohio State lurking. And has a question for you. He says, Nick, do you think if Drake May beats Clemson, he has a chance to win the Heisman?
I think the Heisman is still up for grabs with a lot of voters. There hasn't been that
dominant
clear-cut runaway guy. Young's number from Alabama aren't that great. I think he's only 27 touchdowns. We've had Heisman quarterbacks with 50, even more the year Burrow won it. So there hasn't been a quarterback.
That's been dominating. So
Cunningham from USC has been very good in terms of play, but he hasn't stolen, everything with the overall statistics. He's been a very solid football player. He hasn't had the absurd, 40 touchdowns, 20 running. So I think it's still up for grabs, Anthony. I think whoever has a huge performance in their conference championship,
be the winner. Yeah.
Or even the flip side of it, you could lose it this weekend too.
Oh, big time.
So you could lose some votes as well as gain some votes this weekend. So
look, I think Bryce Young.
You can write anything in chart. I think everything with the Heisman this year is in pencil or invisible ink because nobody wants to keep receipts on this, right? You want to be able to be like, no, I was never on that guy.
Well. I mean, let's look at the teams that right now are at the top four. So Georgia, would you put Stanton Bennett? Would you give him an invitation to New York?
No, because that's more of a complete team.
Yeah. Okay. TCU, their quarterback Duggar. I don't know anything about TCU, so I know
usually, if anybody can put up numbers, it's usually a Big 12 team, right?
Yeah,
Baylor, Oklahoma State. We saw multiple quarterbacks in a row from the Sooners win.
I tell you this. Caleb Williams for USC can be a legitimate chance to win it.
Oh, he goes out, throws 4 or 5 touchdowns, and has an outstanding performance. And you know what I love about that game?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night at 8:00, Friday at 8:00. It's not on Saturday at 8, 9 o'clock at night. It's on Friday night at 8:00.
So you know what that does, right? That actually kind of gives you a glimpse on the final seedings, at least one seed, depending on what USC does in that game Friday night.
And for the Heisman question that Anthony asked, Cunningham can go out and ball with no pressure because he's first. He goes and puts up 5 touchdowns, 380 yards, runs for a touchdown. They win, 50-20. Now the pressure is on everyone else that weekend because all eyes would have been on him Friday night. So it's not like he's going to be buried at 10, 11 o'clock on a West Coast game now. He gets full national coverage.
He gets full primetime. He gets full primetime coverage.
Yeah, on a day with no other games.
And I think that's what helps.
Smart too, I think.
Oh, it's smart, but it helps Caleb Williams because you got to think about and I hate to say it, the bias of the coast of where you're located at, where these voters are at. And if you got a whole bunch of guys that are on the East Coast time, you're not seeing Caleb Williams on a regular basis.
No.
And so you get to see him
at start watching football 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
On the East Coast, By 8 o'clock at night, they got to do some family shit.
Mm-hmm. And so I think
I don't. That's why I deserve a vote.
But I'm saying like that favors Caleb Williams to have a big game for USC. Go get the win, lock your position in the playoffs, and more than likely lock down the Heisman Trophy. And but
you're playing pressure free.
Yes, pressure free.
Let me ask Utah. You need this. We're in. You need to beat us. We don't need to beat you.
Let me ask you this.
They could play loose with that pressure. You know what I mean? That mentality.
If Caleb Williams wins the Heisman Trophy, what does that say about Lincoln Riley and his legacy to keep putting Heisman Trophy quarterbacks in the league, man?
It'd be nice if one of them wins. Until then, it's just college puff powder stats, right?
Yeah, it does. It helps with his recruiting at quarterback, though.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. But who's won it? Baker Mayfield's won it. Complete flop in the NFL.
Jalen Hurts got invited. Kyler Murray won it. No, Kyler Murray was with. Yeah, he was with Lincoln Riley. Yeah.
Yeah. So wasn't Kingsbury his offensive coordinator?
I believe so. But I remember Kingsbury has always tried to recruit Kyler Murray, but could never land him when he was at Texas Tech. Another college football question I got to ask you. So we talked about primetime Deion Sanders, the great things he's doing with the HBCU down there in Jackson State.
I'm surprised it took 25 minutes to bring this up. Go ahead. I've been waiting for this one.
He's getting offers, man.
What?
Right now, on the board, we got South Florida, Colorado, and Cincinnati. Which of those 3 schools you think, man, could possibly lure Deion out of Jackson State?
None.
Mm.
Because I don't think I've been. I don't want to say I've been sold a bag of goods, but I've been swayed to change my opinion on Deion, and I believe it's more about the culture. It's more about raising men. It's more about the culture. It's the best way to describe it, right? It's more about the culture, and I don't think going to Colorado or Cincinnati or South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hurts everything he's done there, because now you leave these kids that I don't know. I'm a fan of what he's doing. I'm a fan of how, maybe not how he's doing it but he takes all the pressure off the team. So I get it, and I've done that with my mouth as a coach to take the pressure off the team.
Well, he's doing it in social media age, so he's got to reach kids social media wise. And
I think he catches a lot of, like, as much as he was about SWAC, I think he catches a lot of slack if he fucking bounces on that team and those young men.
Oh, I agree with you.
I think that's a place that you should stay. You've done it with Eddie George. You're doing it with Hugh Jackson. You're getting notoriety for the conference. You know how vocal I've been about how good this is for those young men, and the conference overall. So I would hate to see him leave. Go to another team in the conference? Do it. That's fucking controversial. That brings more attention to the conference.
Oh yeah, but him leaving Jackson State, I agree with you 100%. To me, it leaves the mission incomplete. It leaves the overall goal that he talked about from the beginning incomplete, because he hasn't been there a full 4 years to even see your first freshman class see it to the end. You know, at least do that. That's all I'm asking for Deion, is at least wait till
your son's there too, right?
Yeah. Like, and his son is doing quite well. Matter of fact,
and his son's just a sophomore, right?
Sophomore. So at least
now with the transfers, though, his son could just follow him wherever he goes, right?
True. I think it would be.
I think it would be, even if you gave him the Alabama job, the top job, or Georgia, one of the top jobs in the country. I think it would be like a huge disappointment, like even to me. So I couldn't imagine people who are tied to the school and the players.
Yeah.
I think everything he's done has appeared so genuine. I think it would be very disingenuous if he then bounces on them.
Yeah. I'm gonna get. No, I feel you. I just feel like it would just be like you accomplished so much being at Jackson State. What more can you accomplish? Because I don't think he's even hit the climax of what he can accomplish at Jackson State, and for him to leave but between Cincinnati, Colorado, and South Florida, to me, to start over at those programs, you're pretty much starting at Cincinnati. You know, they're not a bad school right now. Unfortunately, Fickle just left, so. Not
and
sure.
Some guy named Sauce.
Sauce Gardner, yeah, damn good cornerback. He's gone. But I'm gonna get to these comments right here, because I see Anthony said none of those schools. He's waiting on Florida State. And here's my thing with Florida State. Deion Sanders himself said he gave Florida State a chance to hire him, and they chose not to. So I don't know if he would be willing to go back now, not at Florida State.
A lot of conviction with Deion, right? A lot of principles and conviction.
Yeah.
If I extend myself to you and you turn me away, then I don't need you going forward. That's how I see Deion assessing, right? Like we've heard Deion talk enough in our lives to know how he is. Like,
I can't see Deion going to Florida State, man. Yeah. I just can't.
He had the combine meeting with the Giants.
Yeah, he said,
like,
I ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna be there.
You picked 7th, or I can be there 7th. I'm out of here. Like, if you're not going to benefit me, I'm not going to benefit you. Like, I can see him with Florida State. Like, wait, you had the number 1 pick passed on me, and now you want me in free agency? Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. So it's just Florida State had their chance to get that magic of what he's doing at Jackson State in Tallahassee. They had the chance. And so I like you said, we've seen enough of Deion Sanders to understand his principles on life and be like, oh, now you want me after you've seen what I done. Okay, cool. But no, I don't see that happening. I'm gonna get to this other comment you got. Um, it said, "Is it because TV time he might leave?" Uh, Possibly. But I proposed this question because here's one thing that Dion has been doing that's been in his favor. He's been getting the TV time. He's on ESPN every week, literally. I can't even name or even have any kind of recollection of any HBCU getting weekly. I'm not talking about once a month, once a year. I'm talking about Deion Sanders is getting weekly ESPN coverage of Jackson State. So I hear what you're saying, Anthony, but I'm not ready to say that it's because of the TV time if he'll leave. Because, like I said, go. You can check it on ESPN every week during college football, and you will see a Jackson State football game on one of the channels. Is he getting the
beginning? Like, do you know how long it took the SEC and the Big 10 and the Big 12 to get these television contracts? They didn't have one team show up and then all of a sudden they got it. It was a lot of years of fighting for viewership before they got paid out.
Yeah, and to think that literally, hey, when you're getting weekly coverage, you're getting seen as a coach, your team's getting seen, players, and so here's one thing that I think might make him leave, and I don't say it will. If he's not getting enough of his players, well, money, and Deion, he's admitted that himself. He said, "Hey, these guys are going to come. I might have to entertain it, and they're going to throw money at him left and right." But I think it's more about if he can't get any of these players drafted. I think that plays a big part in a decision. If he can't get his players drafted into the next level, knowing the work that he's put in, then I think he'd be like, okay, I didn't try everything I could to try to get these players in the NFL, and at Jackson State I can't. Now, if that's the possibility and that's the issue, I can see that being a factor of him saying, all right, I need the bigger platform, I need the bigger stage so I can get these players to the next level. I think that might
it now.
Okay.
I can't see it now because, like you said, you got to give that first freshman class a shot all the way through. The guys that you brought in, right? And he's getting talent. He got the number 1 recruit in the country last year, right? The kid, the cornerback,
Travis Hunter.
He was a wide receiver cornerback in high school.
Well, he plays more cornerback at Jackson State. They'll divvy up a couple of packages for him.
Oh, they're doing they're Charles Woodson in him.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. And the thing is, and I think that plays into a part of my answer on why I don't think he should go. Because the fact that you have done so much and the fact that you've already shaken up recruitment by getting the number 1 overall player last year, I'm willing to bet there's going to be other recruits that are seeing that. They'd be like, Travis Hunter, the number 1 overall, went to Jackson State with Deion? Oh.
All it takes is one to change.
All it takes is one.
Yeah.
And so I think that should, and I'm sure Deion is putting that as one of the options to weigh everything out. Like, he has to think about what can this program look like if I keep getting number 1 recruits, or even if he doesn't get number 1 recruits, if he's getting, so ESPN does the top 300. If he's getting 6-7 players at the top 300, you're doing exactly what you set out to do. And that has to weigh in a factor whether you want to leave or not. Because if you can get the top recruits to go to Jackson State, then what's the point of going somewhere to a Power 5 school? You're doing what the Power 5's doing at a lower level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's genius, honestly. I mean, I'm rooting for Deion. Whatever decision he makes, I'm pretty sure he'll pray on it. He'll think about it long and hard. He'll weigh all the options. But all I ask, Deion, don't rush to leave what you're doing right now. Don't rush.
I think he would look like a fucking fool because now you went from all of your message to just using them as a stepping stone, which I think is I can't see it happening. That's why I said nowhere when you first said that.
And I'm gonna say this, and it's not to be fucked up or anything. What's up, Kofi? especially in our community, because we hold Deion Sanders on a high standard, high platform. What's up, Matt? Um,
All right, good.
and I love Deion Sanders. If he leaves too soon, I'm sorry, but he'll hear from the black community and they be like, "Bro, you a sellout, bro." I'm telling you.
You'll hear from me too.
Tyler, what's up, bro? But to me, if Dion and he'll hear it, because our people they ain't
It
gonna
would
be
be
shy.
so disingenuous. I mean, if you're the recruits, if you're the families of recruits,
Yeah.
you go on a full blown press tour of just slamming him for all the promises he made and leaves like that. Yeah, I can't see it happening, bro.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. All right, we done enough college talk. It's time to talk football. I'm talking about the big dogs, the NFL football. I don't care about talking about any other sports right now, and I'm pretty sure you don't mind that at all, big homie. Hey, week 13 kicks off tonight. We got Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills going down to Foxborough, taking on the New England Patriots. How you see that game shaking down, bro?
I am heavily rooting for the Bills because the Jets have beat the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Jets lost twice to the Patriots. So in terms of division tiebreaker, we still play the Bills again. I want the Patriots buried because the Patriots own the 2-game tiebreaker over us. So I'm not worried about the Patriots. I looked at their schedule. It's very, very rough the rest of the way. So I said they're going to be like an 8-9 team when they were 6-4. I was like, they're only winning 2 games the rest of the year. They're 2-5 in their last 7. So Buffalo's ahead of us. I mean, listen, it could be good. If the 49ers beat the Dolphins Sunday night, which is possible, right? 49ers are rolling right now.
Yeah.
The defense is number 1 in every category.
Damn good team. Super Bowl
Patriots
team.
Beat the Bills. If the Jets take care of business against the Vikings, guess what?
First place.
They're back up to first. 2 weeks after being a laughing stock in the league with 77 passing yards. So we'll see. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I have a rooting interest in it. There's been a lot of this might end up being a dog shit game with the Bills running away with it, but it would be joyous for me. So I wouldn't mind a sloppy blowout. But Belichick's always Belichick, man.
And that's what scares me. Yeah, and that's what scares me.
And the Bills' offense has not looked good as of late. They did get 10 days off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, they don't.
No, they played last Thursday.
They both get 7. That's right. That's why it's a fair matchup.
I'll say this. You look at the Patriots, obviously, I think their offense has struggled mightily. That's putting it mildly. Their running game.
Starting Jet Turnaway, practice squad, 6'8" ginger Connor McDermott at left tackle. He caught a tight end eligible pass last year from Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Jets fans cringed every time this guy got put in the game. Buffalo should have a field day blitzing on that side. He was the quarterback. He was the left tackle the last couple games last year when we got riddled with injuries so poorly. And Zach had like no time to throw in the Buffalo game at the end. Now, Von Miller's out. They did put him on IR, so he's out 4 weeks minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So he was having hopes.
I'm glad you went there because I want everybody to especially us, but I want everybody to pay attention on how this defense is going to look without Von Miller. They look, the defense of Buffalo.
And Rousseau's been out too. I'm not sure.
Rousseau's been out.
2 edge guys that'll be missing.
And when you're missing edge guys, it doesn't help that Tre'Davious White still hasn't played. It doesn't help that Poyer's been in and out of the lineup. Micah Hyde has already been gone, lost for the season. So what happens when you don't get to the quarterback? It leaves your back end exposed. And so
Rousseau's back.
Oh, Rousseau's back?
Dawkins and Miller are out.
Yeah.
Buffalo, who's been very banged up, only have Dawkins and Miller out.
Oh, Mitch Morse, the starting center, is out. So they got a center and a left tackle out.
He must have been out for the year then. If
They
you're out
also
for the
got
year, you're not on the weekly injury report. If you're out for the year,
who is this?
you're not. If you're not on the weekly injury report, you're not on the weekly injury report if you're out for the season. I think
Oh
Morris is
yeah,
out for the season.
yeah.
Like the Patriots are missing Harris and offensive lineman Isaiah Wynn. They're out. But then they got like everybody. Kajuste, offensive line. Trent Brown, illness is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Jones,
David Andrews is
questionable.
questionable.
Peppers, Mills, Myers, David Andrews, all questionable.
Yeah,
So
usually. Yeah, but I got a
77%
feeling they'll
of the
play.
money is on the Bills right now. And that usually raises a red flag, right? That usually tells you bet the money line the other way. So,
Well,
Anthony, there's your first tip.
Damian Harris
the
is out
Bills will
too.
win, but I don't like the way the Bills have been playing. So if you want your first betting tip from me, Anthony, throw a little money on the Patriots on the money line because you're probably going to get really good odds on it.
Well, right now the spread is Buffalo is favored by 4. So you see what Vegas is telling you. That they're saying that this is probably no more than a field goal type of game. Usually when I see what Vegas puts out as a spread, I'm looking at exactly kind of telling that. But matchup wise, obviously, here's the only thing that I think favors New England. They have a good running game. Obviously, Damian Harris not being there, that hurts. But Ramon Stevenson, who's been on my fantasy team, has been doing awesome. And Buffalo's run defense has been kind of shaky. You can run on Buffalo. You can run the ball. But that plays into Bill Belichick. Because what does Bill Belichick teams do? They play good defense and they run the ball.
And they take away what you do best.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Look for Diggs to maybe not have a great night today.
Yeah.
Look for someone like McKenzie, Gabe Davis.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Ant. I don't trust New England's offense neither, but the only aspect that can keep them in the game and possibly get them in ahead of the game is the running game. If they don't get that going, then this is either a blowout or just straight up Buffalo win. Because let's look at it this way. Buffalo, they can, even if they lose this game, they still got a better chance of making it to the playoffs than New England, who's sitting at 6-5 right now. A loss is more detrimental to them. So I think the pressure is more on New England to get this game anyway. But we'll see.
I think there's a good amount of pressure on the Bills also because you want to keep pace with the Dolphins because you don't want to have to go 3 games on the road in the playoffs. You don't want to have to go through Miami, that heat. You already lost there. You don't want to have to go through Kansas City.
You bring up a good point.
So there's a good amount of pressure
to
keep pace with Miami.
That's a good point. Because Buffalo is trying to get back to that number 1 seed. Right now, they're 3rd or 4th seed right now. So look, Buffalo.
Oh, they're 5th because if you're the wild card, you're even if the division winners have a worse.
Oh yeah, you're right because they're the highest wild card. Yeah, you're right. They're the highest wild card, so they're 5th seed.
You can be the second best team in football and be a 5 seed, which is
imagine that shit. Let's move on to the next game. Steelers Falcons. Not a very juicy matchup, but
can I give a bet out to Anthony real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I put this together while you're talking. So, Anthony, Diggs, anytime touchdown score. Mac Jones, over passing yards, 225.5. Stevenson, over 38.5 yards receiving. He's been catching like 6-7 balls minimum the last few games.
Yeah.
Isaiah McKenzie, over 30.5 yards receiving.
He get that.
Hunter Henry, tight end, over 23.5. And Buffalo Bills money line. A $20 bet will win you $531.
Nice parlay. I like that. The only thing that scares me, I can't remember what you said, was Diggs.
Yeah, I know.
That scares me a tad bit because, I mean, like you said, Bill Belichick is going to make sure that Diggs don't kill him. But
right. Let's change that. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm going to change it.
The
odds coda.
I would probably look at what Gabe Davis line would be on that parlay.
I changed it to Josh Allen anytime touchdown score on a run, and a $20 bet went up to 664, taking Diggs out and Allen in.
Oh, I would feel more comfortable with that. I would feel more comfortable with that for sure. But this Steelers Falcons matchup. This might be the year that Mike Tomlin goes under 500, man. I'm a big fan of Mike Tomlin.
Overrated coach? Let me throw a question to you. Is there
I don't know if he's overrated. Come on, he got Super Bowl wins, man. He got one.
He does on a team that he inherited. I'll give you that.
But you still got to win it.
He got one. He don't have plural.
Okay, but I'm saying, how many Super Bowl winning coaches you got in the league right now, though?
I understand, but it's been a very long time since, right?
I hear you. Yeah.
I don't know. I look at Tomlin and I just don't. I don't know. He's a very good leader, but I don't know. I've always thought it's been smoke and mirrors with him because I thought the team has always been so steady and consistent as an organization.
And that's fair.
That you don't have crazy turnover. You keep promoting from within with assistants. You don't change your defensive and offensive schemes. I think you see Big Ben really did well for them when maybe they weren't as good as they should have been, right?
True.
Now they were 11-0 that one year.
And then
his arm was just dead. And you saw that once his arm died, they had no chance in any of those last games, which I called, by the way.
Yeah. Let me ask you this about Pittsburgh. I seen Kenny Pickett play. I see flashes, and then I still see the silly fake slide guy in Pittsburgh as a Panther. So I really don't know what to make of Kenny Pickett. What's your analysis on Kenny Pickett so far?
Crackhead version of Trevor Lawrence. It's not the real thing, right? Like you want Dave Chappelle or you want Tyrone Bigham showing up? I'm not impressed with Pickett. I'm not.
So in your opinion, if you were the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, what's your leash on them?
I think you're hoping he figures it out. I just don't think he's talented enough to be a starting NFL quarterback. I see like a Baker Mayfield, a Johnny Manziel type. I just see a guy that's more hype. I'm not impressed with his arm. I'm not impressed. I mean, he did it against third stringers in the preseason, and Steelers fans are losing their freaking mind thinking they got the next Tom Brady. I'm not. Najee Harris is out too. I know the backup running back is quicker. Najee's yards per carry has been trash. So maybe it'll be a little bit of a boost to their offense. Is that game in Atlanta or in Pitt?
In Atlanta.
I like what Atlanta's doing. I know TJ Watt is still one of, if not the greatest defensive player in the league, and he can wreck a game on his own. But we'll see. I'm not sold on Pickett. I could be wrong down the road, but as of right now, I would be sell on him hard.
Okay. 66 completion percentage so far, 1,600 passing yards, 3 TDs, 8 interceptions, 73.5 QBR rating. Nothing impressive.
QBR, passer rating.
Passer rating. I'm sorry, my fault. Passer rating, not QBR. No, if you want a QBR, it's not pretty. 46.1. So, I totally feel you on the Cody Pickett situation. Not saying that he's going to be a bust. Obviously, being the only quarterback that went in the first round in this past draft, but it's funny
how bad the class was.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a very deep quarterback class. Speaking of another quarterback that was in that class, Desmond Ridder. Is this possible a week that we see Desmond Ridder? Are you sold on Marcus Mariota to keep leading this team 5-7?
Oh no, I think the running game is leading that team.
It is big time.
I'm not sold on it, but if you're gonna put in a rookie QB that you have to protect, it's better to do it against another rookie QB, right?
Fair.
But I think they're gonna go in. They have a chance to win the division, so I don't think they're gonna play the kid just to play the kid. As crazy as that. I think they're 5
How
and
crazy
7.
is that? 5-17.
Tom Brady sucks. So the division's up for grabs.
Right. Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Sam Darnold, the only undefeated quarterback in that division.
You ain't shit for that one, dog.
Happy birthday to my daughter, man. I will forever be a fan of Sam Darnold. Unless he goes to the Patriots, I will forever be a fan of Sam Darnold.
Hey, man, it's so crazy how that NFC South is just working right now. It is literally nobody saw that Tom Brady and the Buccaneers were going to be so completely putrid. Nobody, I mean, obviously you thought that New Orleans will probably give them a challenge. I don't even know what the hell New Orleans is doing anymore. Atlanta and Carolina, they're both in the hunt, which is odd to say. It's quite crazy. Anthony said, call me crazy, but from looking at their schedule, Pittsburgh might not be a below 500 team. So I put up the schedule real quick. Obviously, they got the Falcons this week. You got Ravens, Panthers, Raiders, Ravens again, and Browns. You could definitely get the game against the 4-7.
They'd have to go 5-1 not to have a losing record. There's no way. They go 4-2, they end up 8-9. So even 4-2, which would be as many games as they won the entire season in the last 6, they'd have to go 4-2. 4-2 is a losing record still. They'd be 8-9. So there's no way they end up going 5-1.
Yeah, 6 games left, and I don't see 5 victories here. I mean, we got to be real about the situation. It's a toss-up game, in my opinion, with Atlanta this weekend. That game could go either way. So I can't definitively say that that's a win. Then you go home the next week against Baltimore. That's always a tough ass to win over Baltimore. Panthers is the only game that I can see y'all winning as they go to Carolina after that. Then the Raiders. Obviously, we see what the Raiders are. That might be a possible win, but I think that puts them in the same situation with Atlanta this week. It's a toss-up.
And the Browns will have Watson back.
Oh yeah, they'll have Watson back. So and he'll definitely play that last week of the season. So
I can't see it, Anthony. I would be shocked.
Yeah.
That would be the most shocking thing if they go 5-1 down the stretch.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that.
TJ Watt is, and TJ Watt could keep games to 10-9 and winnable. I can't see it.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett just hasn't done enough for me to be like, oh wow, they have a chance. No, and like you said, Najee Harris production has been, yeah. Sorry, Matt. He said my prediction of Steelers winning the AFC North is bad, huh? Yeah. It started off bad when TJ Watt started missing a lot of games early in the season. It just didn't happen, man. When that happens, your running game is still kind of shaky. You had starters on your good defensive side go down.
This is Keith Springs Meeks.
Yeah, that's Cuzzo out in Iowa, man. He's a big.
I had to pull up the Facebook to see who it was.
Yeah, he's a big Ravens fans, and me and him had a conversation, and we'll get to that just a portion of that conversation about what we talked about, because I was trying to explain to him on some of the deficiencies in the red zone. But we'll get to that in a second when we get to that Ravens game. Up next, you got Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears. Aaron Rodgers says he wants to play. He says he will play. I don't think it makes a difference whether he does or not. I think this is a game that with Jordan Love, you can still possibly win against Chicago. I mean, you see how just their defensive output is going since they made all those trades.
You throw a 10-yard slant to Christian Watson, and he takes it the distance, man. It makes every quarterback look good, right?
Oh, without a doubt. But I'm just saying, like, to me, it's not even necessary to even have Aaron Rodgers even play in this game.
Fields is expected to play, though.
Well, which is good.
Man, how are you going to put that kid out there? Kid's got a separated shoulder, like with tendons. I know it's his left side. I don't know if anyone's paid attention. He runs the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So if this kid's your future, man,
don't put him out there.
Protect it. Take the L's with Simeon playing quarterback.
and lock the number
Go
one
get
draft
an
pick up.
elite piece. Go get him an elite receiver. Go get him one of these studs. And now Mooney moves to the number 2. You got Montgomery in the backfield, Cole Kmet. You're starting to get NFL caliber weapons around the young quarterback 260. I would not. I know they want to beat the Packers, but young quarterback, I got to look bigger picture long term.
We're 3-9. Even if you go undefeated, what's the point? Because you're not going to catch the Vikings in the North, so you're not going to win the division. That's impossible. I hate to say it, but that's impossible. That's just the reality of it.
It's not like you're in the NFC South and you win 2 games.
Yeah. You're in the North where literally the Vikings have like a 4 or 5 game lead on the whole division. And they could, matter of fact, Minnesota, if they win, I think either this week or next week, can lock up that division. So you're not winning the division crown. Could you squeak in the playoffs in the NFC at 8-9?
No. You would need the Redskins or the Commanders and the Giants and the Cowboys to all lose out.
You would need a lot of losing from a lot of teams.
One of them would have to lose out to even have a shot. Yeah. They all have 7 wins or better.
So I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, big homie. Hey, to me, and we've seen how Justin Fields has played this year, man. He's carried that team. And in the process of him carrying that team, he's gotten himself hurt. What's the point? What is the point if he's supposedly your future? And to me, he is, because he's shown that he can be your quarterback, because he's made some dynamic throws and some dynamic running plays this year. And the only problem is he's on a team with nothing else that can help him get to those victories. I mean, like I said, you trade away all your defensive pieces and you really haven't found the offensive line to keep him upright. So that's why he's been a magician. On his Packers side, again, Aaron Rodgers, 4-8. Team looks absolutely abysmal. But when this season ends, I would like Aaron Rodgers just to do one thing. Just one thing.
Minnesota wins.
I need one thing from Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season. Take accountability. That's it.
Take a trade to the Jets. This defense, the Breece Hall, the offensive line.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Look,
go fucking nuts.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. If Aaron Rodgers is on that New York Jets team next year, get prepared for a playoff run.
Rodgers lower than you will this offseason. This is the offseason where you go nuts. But that's another topic for another day.
Oh, I say definitely get him, but he's going to have to restructure that contract. I can't give him no more $50 million a year contracts, for especially what I just saw this year.
They would have to do it first, and then because the Packers cap hit would be like $70 million or some shit.
Oh yeah. But in this instance, Aaron Rodgers, that's all I'm asking for. Just take accountability at the end of the year. And the reason why I say that is because you knew what you were coming into the season with, Aaron Rodgers. You knew you were coming into the season with Christian Watson. You knew you were coming into the season with Romeo Doubs. You knew you were coming into the season with Alan Lazard, Sammy Watkins, Randall Cobb. You knew you were dealing with a couple of your wide receivers like Sammy Watkins and Randall Cobb. They're going to be in and out of the lineup. They're older, not as close to their prime as they used to be because of injuries. So you knew that. You knew you were going to have a mixed bag of a Christian Watson and a Romeo Doubs who are young, very young, rookies that didn't play on the Power 5 college limelight or stage. You knew that. And so this is where I think Aaron Rodgers needs to take the accountability, is because during the offseason, when you knew that you were not going to have Devontae Adams, you knew this. Like, I could understand if this was oh, damn, surprise. I didn't know I was not going to play without Devontae Adams and play with this wide receiver group. But you knew. And Aaron Rodgers did not take the time to go build that chemistry, to get the timing down with these receivers. So Aaron Rodgers, at the end of this season,
fairness, though, they were dinged up too.
Well, no, I get it.
Watson missed a little bit. Dobbs missed some early too. The other rookie that they
Yeah,
bumped
yeah,
along.
but Nick, I'm speaking specifically off season, leading into training camp, leading up to the season. Where was his preparation with the wide receiver group that he knew what he was going into the regular season with? We knew, everybody knew, the whole world knew that there's no more Devontae Adams, and I feel that he did nothing to adjust his psyche, his mental thought process of saying, all right, let me get on one accord with this new wide receiver group. It's a new wide receiver group. It just is. It wasn't going to be like it was last year and the years before that. It just wasn't. That's why he needs to take accountability on some of this lack of production that he's gotten on offense. Matt LaFleur deserves some too. Curious play calling. The GM deserves some too. You know, uh, uh, not actually getting an adequate replacement for Devontae Adams, or at least look, you're not going to get a Devontae Adams again, but at least get something that's going to, you know, adequately, uh, uh, replace his production. You're not going to get it at that level, but you better at least go get you a receiver that can get you 1,000 yards this year. like at least get that. I don't see a receiver on this roster right now that's going to get him 1,000 receiving yards. At least 1,000 receiving yards
More
and 8
games from
touchdowns.
Watson, like he had against
Dallas in
Cowboys.
last week. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, didn't yeah. He'll reach 1K, but Aaron Rodgers has got to do some of that. Can we look into Watson? Dude wasn't catching nothing, but 2 weeks in a row he's catching everything.
That has a lot to do with system familiarity and knowing your depth. When you're not thinking on your route of your depth and where you got to be and when to cut, and you're just running it without thinking, that's when you see the drops go away from young guys.
Confidence too.
Processing, trying to read the defense, trying to figure what route to do. Once you get your feet wet and you're comfortable, you usually see guys get rid of the drops. Jamar Chase was getting spilled last year in training camp, right? Everyone thought Jamar Chase was a bust.
And then he did what he did. But here's the deal, and this is where I wish Aaron Rodgers went so hard on his younger receivers. Christian Watson played at what? South Dakota State, North Dakota State, an FCS school, not even close to a Power 5 school. Now you put him on the grand stage of the NFL. There's going to be some ups and downs. That just comes with the territory of it. That's what happens. Same thing with Romeo Dobbs. He played at Nevada. That's not a Power 5 college football stage. You know what I'm saying?
What's your mouth?
Hey, I'm just calling it what it is.
No, I'm fucking with you.
When you get guys that are playing on a small school and not getting that exposure like an Alabama or Georgia, and then you thrust them into a starting lineup with a Hall of Fame quarterback, it's going to be ups and downs. It just is. But I just need that Hall of Fame quarterback to, hey, go make sure that your boys is going to be on the same page with you. Just do that. Anyway, moving on, because I don't want to spend too much time on the two trash-ass teams who are going to be absolutely not even close to contention. Jaguars, Lions, another not so spectacular matchup. I like what the Lions are doing. Played competitive last week on Thanksgiving, coming off a 2-game winning streak. Hopefully they can get back on winning terms. The defense has slowly turned around. Obviously, they've been statistically worse in all categories, but the last few weeks have been playing solid defense. Let's see what they can do. Trevor Lawrence, good comeback victory over Baltimore last week, and was throwing some darts, man. Was throwing some magnificent footballs. I really don't know what to make of this game. I don't know which way to go quite yet. I think I trust Jaguars defense a little bit more, but just give me a good game. Detroit's been doing that. They have been doing that for the masses this year and giving us entertaining games. They're the cardiac cats, pretty much. They like to play a lot of close games. Unfortunately, they keep doing the same Detroit Lions shit and coming out on the bad end on some of these close games. So, any quick thoughts on Jaguars Lions, big homie?
I just put Trevor Lawrence in. He's been my backup in 3 leagues. I just put him into starter in 2 out of the 3.
Okay.
I think I like what I saw from him. Hesitant in a way because normally when a young QB has that big massive game the following week, it's all right.
Laser dud.
We take it away. And I like the way Detroit's been competing, but Detroit's giving up a shit ton of passing yards.
Yeah, shit ton.
I like Lawrence to have a big day. I would not be surprised if that's a shootout, a 38-35, a 40-38 game.
Yeah.
Just because I don't see either defense really stepping up.
I hear you. And
mode?
Yeah. Hey.
What you saying?
Flip mode. Hey.
Really with the Diddy, yeah.
Hey. Hell, here's this next matchup as we got two of our viewers who follow the show. We got Washington Commanders, New York Giants. Very pivotal game right here. 7-5 Commanders, 7-4 New York Giants. How you see it shaking out, big homie?
Normally, if you have a 7-5 and a 7-4 team playing one another, you could say that's the game of the week, right? Ironically, and this is a compliment to the division, not an insult that the team's playing. You're 7-5 and 7-4, and you're the third and fourth place team in the division. So, and you got the Bills Patriots tonight, and you got Jets Minnesota Sunday. This is one of the marquee games for this weekend, but it's one of those abnormalities where it's like, wait, they're third and fourth place, and that's their record. You know what I'm saying? You'd have a 3-division lead in the NFC South. You would be.
You'd be golden.
You have the playoffs locked already, and they're fighting for their playoff lives right now. I love Tyler Heineke. You know this. I've talked about it since the playoff game against
Heineke.
I just think he's got an it factor. I like, and Chase Young is coming back too.
Yes, I heard Chase Young is real close to coming back. Anthony
came out last week? They wanted him for the Giant game.
Anthony, is it for sure Chase Young is in? Jump in the comments, let us know for sure, because I know you follow the Commanders a lot more closely than we do. Because I
wanted to get cleared last week, but I think they wanted him to get another week of conditioning in, so he wasn't only doing like 10 to 15 plays. I think, and they thought they could beat Atlanta without him last week and get him fresh this week. Matt, I would not be surprised at all. I honestly have a fascination with Tyler Heineke, so me picking Washington has nothing to do with like a hatred for the Giants.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I trust Heineke. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Giants do what the Giants do. Win a game 2017 on a final second field goal.
Yeah.
You pick the Giants to win a close one any week. You've been right the majority of the time because all of their wins have been close. And Matt said too, Chase Young is in.
Word. So did Anthony. He confirmed it. Yes, he had an illness last week. Right now, Vegas has a 2.5 favorite.
I just hate this game's at 1. It's the same time as the Jet game, so I won't be able to watch it. This would be a game I would enjoy watching.
No doubt. Which is, when
this
we come
where
to the
you
football,
need those 1980s and 1990s New York rules. The Jets play at 1, the Giants play at 4, and it would alternate every week. The Jets would have like 6, 7, 4 o'clock games back when I was a kid. Now everything's at 1 o'clock for the Jets and Giants. Well, watch. Next year, you're going to see that change. Because they're going to want
the Jets and the Giants to separate. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because and the reason why they're going to change it is because if the Giants and the Jets replicate this year to next year, they're going to look at the viewership and the money part that comes with that.
CBS and Fox will not want to split the market. They'll want to capitalize on the market.
They want to capitalize on both of them. Exactly. I'm right there with you, bro. But no, I think this is a coin flip game. Obviously, like I said, when I look at Vegas, say a 2.5 favorite, that's a close game. All right, that can go either way. I wouldn't touch it. No, I wouldn't touch it.
Not touch it.
No. Oh, if I'm betting this game, I wouldn't even touch it. I would parlay, find some legs in there if you want.
Yes.
But I would.
Individual player bets like Barkley over on rushing, Robinson over on rushing. McLaurin,
no doubt. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. You got 7-4 Tennessee Titans.
Cocaine. I was talking 1 p.m.
Do you said do
Did I say
cocaine?
do cocaine?
Okay.
Not against it. I'm just asking. Did I say that out loud and not know it?
No, I don't know. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear any reference of cocaine. But hey, do what y'all
Freudian
do.
slip would not put it past me.
Hey, all I'm saying is, ain't nothing wrong with a little snip. But anyway, 7-4 Tennessee Titans, 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, Philadelphia is 4.5 favorite from Vegas. How you see this shaking out, big homie?
I just think Indy is outmatched. I'm not a huge supporter of Philly. Anyone who knows me or has ever heard me talk, I hate everything that comes out of that city. The only thing to ever come out of that city was Rocky Balboa and the Fresh Prince, and both were made up. So, I hate everything about Philly. I even think they probably stole the cheesesteak idea from somewhere else. Probably a Southern Jersey thing that they just brought over there. No, I'm not a Philly guy at all. The only time I'll ever root for Philly is in a Super Bowl against the Patriots. That's it.
And that happened. So,
but I just think Philly is the better team. I don't trust Matt Ryan.
No. They're playing Tennessee. 7-4 Tennessee.
I'm thinking Colts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Same shit. I mean,
really?
He beefed up. I don't trust.
Yeah, but Tennessee's a different team than Indy.
They brought in Sue. They brought in Joseph. They beefed up that line so they don't get beat in the run. They're going to make Tannenhill beat you, and I don't think he can. I would have a 5-man D line the entire game.
I hear you.
I would say beat me on the back end. My secondary is good enough to control Robert Woods. Beat me on the back end. We're going to put a 5-man front. We're going to play a 64 the whole game. I'm going to have one safety, and I'm going to do the old Buddy Ryan defense.
You going to play the 64 Bear defense?
Works in Pop Warner against running teams.
Damn, he said, "Boy, we ain't even worried about the pass." I hear you.
I helped coach a trip to Disney 3 years ago running a 64.
Here's my thing. Tennessee's a tough team. Even if they lose this game, I just think I'm looking at the physical
now
part
makes sense. When I said playing 80s football, he meant LT like do cocaine.
Got you.
You gotta remember, Matt, when I make a comment, and by the time you type it and send it, I sometimes don't get the correlation.
It don't connect right away for us.
I'm half the time.
And I hear you, Anthony. I think AJ Brown is going to be looking to have a good week. That's I will say this: Tennessee. I mean, they're rough, they're rugged. They play physical football.
Rough and raw.
The only problem with Tennessee and them playing rough and rugged physical football, you got to play it 17 times in 1 year, and you can better hope you can stay healthy.
It wears on you, right?
Yeah, it wears on you. Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, this could be. Philly is a very efficient offense, and as much as Nick Sirianni's eyebrows freak me the fuck out, you ever noticed them?
They're bushy.
They come across, then there's like a part, and then there's like another little patch. Like it's like his eyebrows right here have like a Don King thing going on. Like they have like an inwards. Look at Nick Sirianni. I'm gonna send you a photo right now.
Oh Lord.
But whenever it fucking shows his face and I see his eyebrows, I was like, man, they've got a weird little fucking thing going on there.
You got some things going on.
Yes, everything.
Mrs. Jones. No, hey, look, Philly, they're 10-1. They've been consistent all year. They can run the ball. Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, is in top 3 candidates for MVP. And look.
Look at that shit right there. See it?
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Like the edges.
Yeah, and that's then in the game. It's like the eyebrow goes this way, and then inside goes boom, like just like Afro puff. His eyebrows have an Afro puff. If you guys learn anything on the show today,
Afro puff.
We should do a segment at the end of every show. Like when you guys first started doing shows, it was like get it off your chest.
Yeah.
We should do like what did you learn today? And then have the viewers comment like what they learned from the show every day. Like the crazy quote or comment. And sometimes it'll be legit, other times it'll be something stupid.
Just silly as fuck. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, little user portion of the show.
Little razzle dazzle. No, I got you. I'm I'm favoring towards the Eagles, but I will not be shocked if Tennessee wins it, just because they are a tough team. And here's what scares me about this matchup. You look at a power team in the NFC, and then one of the few power teams in the AFC. And I use those words for that specific reason is because I'm looking at the power balance of the conferences, and it's so heavy to the AFC. And so when you look at one of their better teams takes on one of the better teams in the opposite conference, that's what scares me about this matchup is uh uh is the Eagles going to be able to flex their muscles as just a power team in general, regardless of conference, and they can hang with any and everybody. And the same with Tennessee. But uh when the clocks hit zero, the first thing I'm gonna look at after this game is injury report, and especially for the Philly side, because Tennessee they play physical. It's going to be a real physical game. What's going to be the fallout from this game? So we'll see what's up with
Shout
that.
out to my boy Adam, New York Sports Wicker Media.
What's up, Adam? What's up, man?
Matt, Anthony, everyone else in the chat, go give his page a view here. Subscribe. He covers the Knicks, Mets, Yankees. He's a Met fan. He'll discuss Yankees when it's big. Rangers, Jets. He'll discuss some Giant stuff. But good friend of mine and very knowledgeable fan. Does a lot of research into his comments. Just doesn't post nonsense. So you guys,
I get it.
Go give him a follow. It's worth it.
Dope. We'll definitely go check you out, Adam, in the New York Sports Wicker Media. Shout out to Adam. So definitely going to be a good game with Titans and Eagles. I think that's another good matchup on Sunday as well. Here's another matchup that I don't care for. And it's
then we don't mess with you. Watch out.
This next matchup, this one team.
Wait, hold on. Anthony's in that sports juggernaut of Washington, D.C.
No. This next matchup.
Anthony. I appreciate it.
There's a playoff team, and then there's a team that's in the actual dump. You got the 3-8 Denver Broncos taking on 7-4 Baltimore Ravens. And I'm looking at this matchup, Nick, and I'm telling you right now.
Wait, I'm getting ready to go in. All right,
and I'm telling you right now, if Baltimore gives up another double-digit lead to Russell Wilson in that trash offense of the Denver Broncos,
we're good, bro.
You might as well excuse the Baltimore Ravens out of Super Bowl contention, AFC Championship contention. Hell, you better go ahead and get prepared for your first-round exit. I'm telling you. If you lose and blow another damn double-digit lead to Russell Wilson, who is robbing money from the Denver Broncos, and you lose to them, Ravens fans, I got love for y'all, but y'all will be on suicide watch for me. Go check the whole state of Maryland. Go check the whole DMV area, and because it's gonna be a lot of hurt souls and hurt feelings.
There's going to be a lot of slow singing.
If I would bring in, if my burger alarm starts ringing, I'm telling you, Nick, you know
what you think all the trade was for? Bringing in Russ, paying him 2-4.
But come on, Nick, you know good and damn well if they lose this game.
Oh, it'd be wild.
Oh my gosh.
I will say this though. There are 32 teams in the NFL. And if you asked me before the season if number 33 and 34 on the NFL QBR list would both be named Wilson, I would have told you no. I would have said Russ, baby, not Zach. But I would have thought having the last name Wilson is the kiss of death of an NFL quarterback in 2020.
Oh my God! Hey, Anthony said if Lamar don't win, that contract is getting thrown out the window.
Yeah. You're gonna be doing Fox College games with Michael Vick and Tim Tebow.
Bro, that's an embarrassing loss.
You're supposed to get a big contract. And ends up, I'm like, you guys, I could just run and not throw.
Bro, that's an embarrassing loss. I'm telling you right now.
I think they're good.
No. I'm with you.
Russ doing enough to win the game. And no matter how bad Lamar might be, I cannot see it. Wade Wilson was a legend. What are you talking about? Wade Wilson on the Vikings was freaking amazing.
I'm just telling you, man, as a fan of football, there's no way you can ever consider Baltimore Ravens being a legit threat out the AFC if they lose this game. I can't take you serious.
Let me tell you something. I have in one of my fantasy leagues the Ravens defense and the Broncos defense, and it was the biggest, toughest decision of the week which one to start. But I went with the Ravens.
Oh yeah, because you're playing the worst offense.
Yeah, normally the Broncos I start, and I'm like, this is a very good defense. They'll get some sacks, they'll get some turnovers, keep the points low. This week, I'm like, fuck that. Ravens got the better matchup.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm trying to find my screenshot because I had a picture. Here we go. All right, so this is what I'm saying with the Baltimore Ravens. So Miami at home, they were up 35-14 with 12 minutes left in that game. Blew a 21-point lead. Then at one point in the game against Buffalo at home, they were up 20-3 going into the half and blew a 17-point lead. At the Giants, up 20-10, a 10-point lead with 6 minutes left. Blew that lead. Last week, had a 9-point lead against the Jaguars with 6 minutes left. Blew that lead. Look, all I'm saying is, if they blow another damn lead, and especially to damn Russell Wilson, who has been the ultimate finesser this year, take all serious out of Baltimore's name. I can't take you serious.
I think you can already. I don't think they're beating Miami, Buffalo. I don't think they're beating the Jets. I don't think they're beating the Titans. I don't think they're beating the Chiefs. I think Baltimore is one and done in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. They got one and done written all over them. They have one and done written all over them, man.
100%. I think Cincinnati comes back and wins the division, right?
I think they do.
That puts Baltimore in a wild card spot to either go to Cincinnati, Tennessee, Miami, or Kansas City. I don't see Baltimore
winning any one of those games.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Anthony says, you think Denver defense is better than Jacksonville? I think they're on the same level.
Really?
Denver has a solid defense, bro. Go look at the stats.
Denver's got an elite defense. I don't think Jacksonville has an elite defense.
No, Jacksonville gets after they get turnovers and get sacks. And so they can match Denver at that.
But they give up yards.
Which is true.
Denver, it's hard to move the ball on Denver unless you have the ball.
But here's my caveat to my answer. Denver's defense is on the field so much because that offense is so terrible.
Their yards per play,
they wear down.
Attempt.
They wear down.
But they're really, really.
No. Look, I'm not disagreeing with you, Nick. But you already know because you're a defensive coach. If you're on the field for 40 minutes and your offense is on the field for 20,
100%. You're less efficient as the game goes on.
Good luck. Look, Denver's defense literally has to score. They have to. Because their offense ain't doing it. Their offense is not doing it. Denver has to score. And so, and with that, and that's what's gotten me in our football pick'em league. Because I picked Denver on a few occasions because I'm like, that defense is going to do enough. And I'm like,
who picked Carolina last week?
There's a few people in the group did.
Oh, hold on.
I didn't.
We haven't discussed this, but if we're here, you saw the post that I shared that Hackett, the coach, had to have a discussion about Russell Wilson, saying stop saying it's Russell Wilson time when we're down 17-3. That's why let's flip the clock out. You ain't doing nothing. You're not scoring, and you're like self-promoting on the sideline. It's Russell Wilson time. And Sierra, his wife, invited everyone from the team. And
I heard half the team showed up at the birthday party. I heard.
You gotta watch this fucking overpriced, overhyped, inaccurate clown pump himself up during the week, talk shit. We do not.
Here's the funny thing, Nick. So all this is going on with the birthday is the aftermath after Mike Purcell, the defensive tackle, got in his face and told him, "Say, let's fucking go," because that defense
that's what it was.
Tired.
That was hey, we're getting the ball back. It's Russell Wilson time. No, stupid. Shut the fuck up. Go produce and stop talking.
That defense is sick and tired of that offense not carrying their weight. That's exactly what that was. Because let's look at it. If that offense just averages 21 points a game, just give me 3 touchdowns with that excellent defense that they got, you're not looking at a 3-18. But that offense can't do it. Bro, they came off a bye.
I'll tell you right now. Trade me for Mike White. Give me 3 1 for Mike White, Denver. It's all yours. Then we'll use those ones to go get Aaron Rodgers.
Yo, Denver came off a bye week.
3 points.
And only got.
I love
Bro,
it.
how pathetic is this shit?
I'm all about it.
And well, as a Chiefs fan, I love when the Broncos is trash.
I'm all about it because I am not a believer in trading for a guy and extending him before you
without seeing nothing
in your locker room with your team in your system. I think that's the kiss of death. And you see, Seattle went nuts for Matt Flynn after one game, the last game of the season for the Packers that year. Gave Matt Flynn like 3 years, $25 million, and Russ won it out. Back then, 3 years, $25 million, $8 million a year for quarterback was an unproven quarterback was unheard of. Now it's backup money. But you saw that. You see these teams just spend recklessly in hopes that it's always going to be like getting Peyton Manning.
Let me ask you this, and I don't know if you thought about this. We got to remember that this trade for Russell Wilson was in the middle of an acquisition of the team. And the contract was given in the middle of an acquisition of a team. Do you think this old management team deliberately sabotaged the incumbent or the next ownership team coming in? Because I thought about it because it's like, then why would you automatically give him that contract without seeing what he can do? Because we got to remember, Denver gave up a shit ton just to trade for him.
I got one word answer for you. Desperation. It was a Hail Mary to try to say, look what we got. You bought a winning team. We brought in this marquee quarterback. It was complete Hail Mary, down 10 with 4 seconds left. And there's no way you're going to win. It's going to be a lot of jobs cost at the end of the season. The new owner is not here for a small window run, right? Now he's got a team without number 1 picks for the next year. And then I think it was 2 1s and then a 2 and a 3 the third year. So you're looking at a team that's going to be low. They could have the number 3 pick this year, and it goes to Seattle. So Seattle's getting back for the Jamal Adams trade.
And here's one thing that I think a lot of people aren't talking about with this situation with Russell. And obviously we understand that the season is trash. But there's not a way for the franchise to get out of this contract till after the 2025 season without getting killed financially. Because I'm going to throw these numbers at you, and I want people to listen to me.
Bad. I know they're bad. Go ahead.
I want people to listen to me. If they were to move off of Russell Wilson before the 2023 season, guess what the dead cap hit is? Listen up, folks. $107 million of dead money that you can't spend, can't recoup, can't do nothing with. It's dead. It's gone. So if they would try to move Russell Wilson right now, it'll cost him $107 million. Oh, okay. So let's go to 2024. Let's try to move him then. Okay. Are you willing to be with $85 million of cap? Are you okay with that as a business? Okay. All right, so let's try to move him 2025. Oh, guess what? New management in the Denver organization, it will still cost you $49 million to get rid of this quarterback, who at that point will be what? He'll be 37, 38 years old, trying to get rid of a 37, 38-year-old, and it'll cost you $49 million. You literally killed your franchise signing this guy without seeing any inkling or any idea of how he's going to chemistry work on this offense. You had no clue. And this is what you get. And now you're stuck to this guy with a shit ton of money and you can't move him. It'll kill your franchise. You can't move him.
I love it.
This has to go down as one of the most stupidest, dumbest contracts in NFL history.
Oh, it's just season 1. It's only going to get worse. You're not going to see him revive his career.
And I'm a big Russell Wilson fan, but now my hope is shot. It's killed.
His image
is bad.
His persona. It looks so bad that $107 million might be worth getting rid of him. That's how much the team hates him.
Here's the fucked up thing. It's starting to make me rethink how Russell Wilson was. Because I've been a big fan of his. I love him. I do. But this season alone has made me think that everything that was said about him in Seattle is 100% accurate. There's players that didn't want to. Players wanted to get away from him.
Did you see Sherman's podcast this week?
No, I heard he went off though. I did hear
Lockett. We're talking about it. I think it was Lockett. Don't quote me. If I got the wrong guy, forgive me. But he had a podcast this week, and they were like, "We knew after that Super Bowl, we knew the defense carried us. We knew Marshawn in the run game carried us.
Mm-hmm.
Russ was getting all the hype." And I'm paraphrasing. Don't think I'm quoting. And he basically said, Earl Thomas left. I left. They chose Russ over us. And you
over
see
the team.
What happened to them.
Yeah. And it took all that to happen for Pete Carroll to finally say, yeah, I can't. Russ cooking skills is trash. If Russ Cook could be metaphorically put into how his gameplay, you are eating oodles and noodles with the little hot dog weenies cut into them shits right now. You ain't getting no gourmet meal.
Are Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick just coaching until they die?
It's hard to say,
right?
Because
both in their 70s, like normally
they're both in their 70s. But my thing is, I think Pete Carroll just got a boost of re-energy this year because his team is active.
Oh, he's a very high energy guy for his age, absolutely.
Oh yeah, but I think just because of the fact that his team is so young and they're actually in contention, I think they gave him just a re-energize on his battery. And I'm not saying he sticks around for a long time, but I think he sticks around maybe 2, 3, possibly 4 more years and longer than what he possibly thought.
Anthony, not quite. Denver did what Sean Payton did to Hill, giving him all that money before he retired. Not necessarily because
there's a lot of clauses in Taysom Hill's contract.
Hill's contract is structured based off of percentage of plays at each position.
Yeah.
You can play him a quarterback for a game.
It's very incentive base heavy.
Yeah. It's a lot of fake money in that contract.
Oh, a lot of fake money
is what everybody saw. He probably won't even make 30% of that.
Tim, what up? But yeah, I mean it's Aaron Rodgers cap is 99.
Not looking all handsome in his tuxedo.
Looking sharp in that pro crowd pig. Now we see you, baby. I'm just
Anthony, perfect. Russ cooking is like asking your wife to lower the turkey in on Thanksgiving. Woo! It just drops.
Said Russ cooking and burning the house down. No, terrible. Here's the game right here. That's is going to be talked about, not because of the teams, because of a certain individual. Down in Houston, Texas, we got the 9-1 Houston Texans playing host to the 4-7 Cleveland Browns. I know matchup wise, it's terrible. There's nothing
interesting about
this matchup at all. Oh, wait. I think there might be. I might got something for you, Nick. So, in this game, after serving 11-game suspension, Deshaun Watson is back. He's back, y'all. And it just so happens that he goes against his former team. The NFL knows how to make matchups. Do they ever know how to make their schedule, boy?
Yeah, because the first ever 11-game suspension in the NFL.
Boy, do they know how to make those goddamn, oh my gosh, they know how to make that. Boy.
It's like, who requests an 11-day vacation from work? Oh, no. This is a legit cigar. I'm not doing a Godfather.
I'm on that ooey.
Yeah, I'm ooey. I ooeyed a little bit earlier, but I got a cigar that I wanted to smoke.
Oh, but
if I am the Houston Texans, I troll the fuck out of him. I have my cheerleaders in Houston indoors in turtlenecks, sweatshirts, fucking overalls. They are covered up to the max. And if I'm a season ticket holder and I got good seats down on the Brown sideline, I am bringing Asian masseuses with me to the
Boy,
game.
Chill out.
And just sitting there whole game. Shut up!
Hey, you want to know something crazy? You want to know something crazy? So I saw reports that some of the women that was on the Silver Suit
Are going to the game.
are particularly picking this game to go to. That's an interesting game to pick. All I'm saying is the Houston Texans have 8 home games. Why specifically this game?
Yeah,
of those women that won the Silver Suit. Why y'all choosing this game to go to?
I like that Melvin Wall does a press release in the middle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm retired from Pick'em leagues, but I'm ranked number 1 and 3 in my fantasy leagues.
Oh yeah, hey, they're gonna say.
Hold up.
No, I'm saying, but I'm looking at
guys.
Matt. They're gonna say that. They're gonna say that, Matt. Yeah, they're gonna go crazy. And look.
Oh yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna
gonna have their hands full with.
Oh yeah, FCC gonna have their hands on everything, bro. But look, I'm not gonna rehash everything that I said about the Deshaun Watson case because that's bringing up a dead horse that's already been put to pasture. How you feel about Deshaun Watson? Hey, you are in your right and you are entitled to it. Me personally, here's my deal with him returning. They're 4-7. The most that they can do is 9-7. That's not good enough in the AFC. So here's my thing. What do you gain for him playing? Because you're not making it to the playoffs.
Who, Deshaun?
Yeah.
I said this the other day. You want to see how he fits. You want to see what he does well in your system, what he doesn't. You want to see where you need to address offensively, what type of receivers he needs to thrive in your scheme. I think this is a good testing out period. Now, the difference between Watson and Wilson's contract is Watson is still an elite quarterback the last time he played. Russ hasn't been an elite quarterback in several years. I don't want to say Russ is as bad off as Cam Newton was, but it's very close. Because if you look at
that
what
drop off was pretty bad, bro.
I understand. And I'm going to explain that too, why I say that. Russ can be salvageable with an elite running game because that's what you saw Seattle do with him for a lot of years. And when the running game went and it was all on Russ to cook, shit wasn't.
I hear you. Because I mean, let's be honest.
Don't forget, Javonte Williams tore his ACL.
Oh no, you're right. And I love Javonte Williams.
October, so he's not going to be strength next year. Me too, Carolina boy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a miracle for Russ to get back.
And Russell Wilson is
defense, if you get a run game, but now you don't have number 1 picks. You can't even go get that elite lineman or stud playmaker.
Well,
you don't even have the number 3 overall pick.
Yeah, but I'm saying they got some good picks when they traded
Will Anderson next to Nick Chubb and had the best defense in the NFL.
Well, but I'm saying let's see what they do with those picks that they got for Nick Chubb, because we'll see what they'll do with those picks. But here's I agree with you 100%. If Russell Wilson is
right, Chubb's on Miami, my bad.
Yeah, he's in Miami. Yeah, but I'm
saying
like
to him because they couldn't pay him with Russell's contract.
Exactly, and that's the thing. What I'm saying, there's a lot of players on that team that they're not going to be able to pay because of Russell's contract solo. But when it comes to Deshaun Watson, and look, I don't have no doubt or disagreement on why get the rust off Deshaun Watson, which I agree with. Get the chemistry going with the playmakers that you got on offense. I agree with. I'm just saying, as in, what if Deshaun goes out there, because we know how the game of football goes. If he goes out there within these next 6 games, gets hurt, now you got all this guaranteed $230 million left on his contract, and he misses a season next year, because all I'm saying is you're a team because you didn't have adequate enough quarterback play or consistent adequate play from Jacoby Brissett. There's no way that, as in 9-7, you're going to get into the AFC playoffs. I just don't. I don't know. It's to me, I agree with all your points on why you play him, but I'm just looking at the other side. I'm like, you're not going to be able to salvage the season.
I don't think it's about that.
Okay.
And don't forget, they don't have the number 1 pick either. So you're not even playing for draft position because their number 1 pick goes to the Texans.
Yeah, for getting Deshaun
You're
Watson.
not even
Yeah.
looking forward to next year, and let's get a good pick because you don't have that pick.
Yeah, so
you might as well
just
try
play
to
ball.
get some things rolling, see what you
I
have.
hear you. I hear you.
See what doesn't. But when you pay that money for that player, the second it's done, you're allowing him back.
No, you're not wrong. I hear you on that.
That's actually a $340 million contract. $240 million to him, and $100 million to the security teams that have to follow him around every goddamn minute of the offseason.
Man, well, he's in a different situation. Hopefully that.
I would love for Houston to win this game. I would love. They win this game, they help their own draft positioning, right? They beat Cleveland, whose pick they have. Like, if this is not a rallying cry for an organization to go out and ball out, I don't think they will. I did not pick them.
Houston could possibly, if they win this game and Cleveland doesn't do anything, they could probably end up with 2 top 5 picks in the first round. Because if you're talking about just their own Houston pick and then Cleveland's pick, it's possible. It's possible.
That's why we were discussing the other day. I said if you're Houston, you take Will Anderson first. And then you take the quarterback with the second pick. You get the best player in the draft.
Without a doubt.
Whether you need, no one can name the edge rushers on Houston. You go and get an edge rusher like that and you pair him with Stingley on defense. Now you've got 2 more key players to build your
Will
defense.
Anderson is an instant game changer.
Yeah.
Last game of the 1:00 docket, you got Minnesota Vikings playing host to none other than the Jets. You feeling confident, big homie?
Give me your thoughts first, because I'm gonna go for a while.
I'll say this. I'm looking forward to Sauce Gardner versus Justin Jefferson. Give me that shit all fucking day.
Don't forget DJ Reed either, because DJ Reed's on the other side of the field.
On Adam Thielen. I'm looking forward to this wide receivers of Minnesota versus the D-backs of the New York Jets. But here's why I give the edge to the New York defense. Quentin Williams is playing goddamn good. No, he ain't playing good. He's playing phenomenal fucking football this year. And Quentin Williams, I don't see any guy on that Minnesota offensive line that's going to be able to maintain Quentin Williams for 60 minutes. I don't see it. Kirk Cousins better put on his track shoes.
Or the old Brian Cox neck brace for when you hit the ground time and time again.
And protect your neck. Look.
So Wu-Tang.
Always. Here's my deal. Minnesota has, for some reason, forgot about Dalvin Cook. I don't know what the hell's going on. I know Justin Jefferson is dynamic. You got a good number 2 in Adam Thielen. I get it. Dalvin Cook is a top 5 running back, in my opinion, when he's healthy and he's utilized.
They might be missing their left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, who's their best run blocker, too.
Hey, that front 4, the Jets might eat this week, dog. And we know how Kirk Cousins fold under that type of pressure, man. We seen it. Go ask Dallas a couple of weeks ago, 40-3. What happens when you get after that front 4 of that front 4 gets after that old line of Minnesota and Kirk Cousins is back there. Go ask Dallas on what happened. And if you ask me, that front 4 of the Jets has played at the same level of the front 4 of Dallas, if not better.
Fuck is that? Justin Jefferson don't score, bro. We're good.
Bro. Hey, Anthony, I hear you. Justin Jefferson is dynamic, but guess what? Kirk Cousins got to be upright to get him the ball. I just don't see this offensive line in Minnesota holding New York Jets front 4. And the beauty of it, and I'm probably saying a lot of things that Nick probably won't have to say because this is probably what he'll say. When you only have to send 4 and you got 7 in coverage, sometimes, hell, 8 in coverage because you can get to the quarterback with 4-3. That makes your life a lot easier. And let's not act like they don't have
up before this rant. Hold on.
Bro. Let's not act like this. This is an elite defense for the New York Jets. And I've said this to Nick, I've said this to other Jets fans. Here's my thing about the Jets. You got the defense. You got pieces on offense. It's your quarterback. Obviously, they removed Zach Wilson. In my opinion, I thought it was the right move. Because I thought points and times of this season, Zach Wilson was an anchor to a Super Bowl caliber team. And I'm not saying Mike White is the true answer, but right now, he's the right answer. And you get the benefit of Mike White playing with an elite defense right now. And hell, you lose your at what it was looking like. Breece Hall was looking like an all-pro running back. Oh, okay. We'll just bring James Robinson in that just ran for 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons in Jacksonville, and they don't want him no more. Thank you. We'll take him. And so, GM of the year, Joe Douglas. Say what you want. He knocks it out the park in the draft. Oh, we have injuries in the middle of the season. Let me go get the right people. That James Robinson trade was phenomenal. That was A1. Look, I said this before when we did the NFL preseason show and preview of the season. I said the Jets would at least get 8-9 wins. Right now, they're on track to even surpass that. And so now that they're a legitimate threat in the AFC East, they're a legitimate threat in the AFC, y'all. Let's just be real about the situation. And I like Minnesota. But what have we seen from Minnesota this year? What's their record? What's Minnesota's record? 9-2.
9-2.
Okay. And where's their marquee wins at? Somebody give me a marquee win. Okay, I guess you could say they beat Miami. Okay.
Didn't they beat Miami though without Tua?
Yeah, Tua went there. Okay, so what I'm saying is when you
Teddy, I think when they played them.
Okay, Buffalo Bills win. Bravo, good win. So you got 2 marquee wins out of your 9. So those other 7, I'm not like, oh my gosh, Minnesota's blowing the roof off this joint. But look at your 2 losses. You're losing to elite teams. This is an elite team. Kirk Cousins against an elite team. Minnesota Vikings against an elite team. This year, 0-2. Don't be surprised it goes 0-3. All right, Nick, floor is yours.
I am, like I said earlier in the show, Jets fans, Matthew Smith, they saw me many, many nights in the offseason doing podcasts on my channel and other Jets channels, and I said the same thing. The biggest goal for Jets fans this year is to get past Thanksgiving, get to that first weekend of December, and be playing competitive football. We're 7-4. We've won 2 division games against the Bills and the Dolphins, and when we haven't won a division game in 3 years before this. If for some reason we only win 1 or 2 games the rest of the year, and we end up 8 or 9 wins, it's right where we thought we would be.
Yeah.
Anything after that is
icing on the cake, man.
Considering we lost our best offensive lineman, Vera Tucker. We lost Breece Hall, our running back. We've had the quarterback play that we've had. Corey Davis has missed some games. Becton went out. All the injuries we've had on the line. Everybody, Fant getting hurt, Mitchell getting hurt. We're on our 5th right tackle, our 3rd right guard, our 3rd left tackle. Michael Carter and Breece Hall might both miss this game, our 1 and 2 running back going into the season. The New York Jets have
overachieved
an elite coaching staff.
No, elite, but I'm saying y'all already overachieved.
Yeah. and the fact that we're doing this with all of these injuries shows the type of players that Joe Douglas is bringing in. It shows the type of team we're going to be. I said it, right? You've heard me say it ad nauseum all offseason. We are building a bully. We are building a team that's going to beat you in the mouth on offense with the line, and we're going to be able to send forward.
Get after your quarterback. Yeah. Hey, real quick. Everybody, I don't want y'all to think that what Nick is saying is biased, because he is literally looking at it for what it is. And he's always been 100 about his Jets team. And I've always been honest about his Jets team.
Yeah.
You just got to give credit where credit is due. So please don't think that Nick is talking in a frame of bias because he's a Jets fan. You just have to watch this team play. and they are literally they're the bully on the block. And I think going into the season, obviously with the expectations that we had for Detroit Lions and the Jets, we thought they were on the same trajectory. The only difference is that the Jets are actually going through with it.
Yeah.
They're doing it. They're doing it with exactly what we predicted that the Jets and the Lions would do. Now the Lions they got some work to do, but they're still on that same trajectory. It's just that the Jets are getting closer to the destination of being a playoff team. And they're doing it quicker than what I think a lot of people are expecting. Now, like be honest.
They're also building it to sustain it.
Yes.
It's not all in. They're building a sustainable team. They're building something that will last long term. Dude, we're missing Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner would have won offensive and defensive rookies of the year. That's how good Breece Hall was.
Oh, no doubt.
Breece Hall he hasn't played since October 16th. He is the 22nd ranked running back in fantasy points. That's how amazing he was in 6 games.
No doubt.
So you're looking at a team that is creating their identity. And for many years, we didn't have an identity. When I look at the matchup against Minnesota, I know this sounds crazy, and I've been a very, very level-headed Jet fan. I'm not scared of their offense, and here's why.
Because your defense is too good.
We can get there with 4.
Mm-hmm.
Their left guard, who Quinnen Williams lines up against 96% of the time, leads the league in quarterback hurries allowed. You don't think Quinnen's going to feast on that?
He's going to eat, bro.
Huff, his speed. Bryce Huff, the edge rusher, who's got a sack in 3 straight games. His speed on that turf coming off the edge. Carl Lawson, Michael Clemens, bull rushing, Jonathan Franklin Myers. I can go on and on with guys who can get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And when you can get to the quarterback,
makes it easier for you.
You can use your linebackers to catch those crossing. They run a lot of crossing routes. They do a lot of. I've seen 4 of their games this year, and I've paid attention because I know we had to play them. They do a lot of tiered. They'll run the running back out of the backfield, shallow. Hope the linebacker steps up. You hit the tight end behind him. Hawkinson might have a big game against us,
which is fine.
I think we can handle Thielen and Jefferson. I really do. Yeah. And our cornerbacks are the number 1 cornerback tandem in the league.
No, your defense is elite.
What it's going to come down to, can we get there quick enough before JJ shakes and bakes? Great body control. You get caught up, you can throw it up to him. I will say this.
I got to mess up that time in between him and Kurt.
I'm not going to be a complete homer. I'm going to add something in here that shows I'm not. Sauce Gardner tiny bit, teensy little bit, worries me with how handsy he is and gets away with it.
He's physical.
You're not getting away with that against Justin Jefferson. You got to find a way to defend him without being hands-on, locating the ball, and you're 6'3" with long arms. You can make plays on the ball against JJ.
Up in the air, it's a 50-50 ball. My thing is with Sauce Gardner, he's going to have to take full advantage of that first 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. And just his technique wise, as in, I got to mentally muscle memory remember how long 5 yards is and then get my hands off of him and run with him.
Yeah. And now the Jets are notorious for playing a lot of zone. That's why Gardner doesn't have a lot of man numbers. That's why his numbers on man are so low, because he doesn't play man. It's not Revis and Cromartie manning up and just staying and shadowing guys the whole game. Very curious to see what the game plan is. Your 12th game in now with Sauce, the number 4 pick. You put him on a fucking island and you just say, JJ is yours. We're gonna play zone. We're gonna play man 80% of the time. Every passing down, you're on Jefferson. Go be the guy that we drafted you to be.
I wouldn't be surprised if y'all play 2 high safety. I wouldn't be surprised.
We do a lot. We do. In passing downs, we do. Because we don't want to allow, if the pass rush can't get home, somebody wide open and streaking. So they're
Oh,
kind of, it's that old school Ravens, 49ers, bend but don't break defense. We might give up some yards underneath, but when we get
as long as you
compacted,
keep them out the end zone.
that's why Matthew's score of 19 with Vikings going for 4 field goals ain't that bad of a prediction, because the tighter we get as a defense and the closer we get, it's that gang mentality that the Ravens used to have, right?
Yeah.
They'll give us some yards, but as soon as you get within the red zone and they get
keep it all underneath. Keep it all underneath.
All about dominating. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because you know, I forgot to bring this up, and that's why you see certain teams who have a deficiency in the red zone if they don't have a legitimate red zone threat.
Yeah. Because we can play zone and keep you underneath, but when we got to man the fuck up, we can do it 4 or 5 deep.
Oh yeah.
So I wasn't hot. Things that concern me going into the game. I'm not going to make it look like the Jets are some dominant team that's just going to roll the Vikings. I hope nobody takes it that way.
Oh no, I'm not saying they're rolling them. I just think
gotta get Hawkinson in check.
Yeah, I just think that the Jets are going to control the game. I just think that the Jets are going to absolutely have more of a dominant handle on this game than what the Vikings are.
Quote me now. Not the beer. Bam Knight. Ty Johnson and Bam Knight last week got their first major play of the year because Michael Carter went out and Hall's already out. James Robinson has looked too slow. He got deactivated last week for performance. It wasn't an injury.
Mm-hmm. Ty
Johnson looked fast as hell. I think he had 52 yards on 5 carries or 7 carries. Broke a touchdown. And Bam Knight looked quick. Bam Knight looked like Breece Hall. I said it. He's the first Jet player to have 100 scrimmage yards as a running back in his NFL debut. He's got speed. Johnson's got speed. That track is fast in Minnesota. Mike White doesn't hold the ball, doesn't debate, gets it out quick, whether it's dumping it off to a receiver, a tight end, or when we pass block the right way, he's getting the ball out to Wilson and Moore down the field when he needs to.
Oh, imagine that. Elijah Moore finally came to life last week. I'm
very optimistic we can win the game. Let me say this. Will we win the game? I don't know. Can we win the game?
Hell yeah.
If we do everything right, I've said this earlier after we beat the Bills. If we don't turn the ball over,
you're good.
We can beat anybody in the NFL.
Oh, you're right. You are absolutely right.
Is Mike White a world beater? No, but why can't Mike White beat Jeff Hostetler? Why can't he beat Trent Dilfer? Just don't lose the game. Give us one drive late, and we win.
Hey, both won a Super Bowl.
I'm not saying we're going to do that, but I'm just using guys as
no. But I hear you. Hey, say what you want. Jeff Hostetler, Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. All right. Were they world beaters? No. But guess what they did? They did what they was told. Got a ring. Say what you want. Matter of fact,
Ben did it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, Vegas has Minnesota as a 3-point favorite. Obviously, that's
which is basically saying you get 3 for being at home.
Yeah.
They're saying it's a push.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
You're 9-2 and it's a push.
No doubt. I hear you. I'm right there with you. I'm
very, very excited about this game. I think Jets fans will lose their fucking minds and be the most unbearable thing on social media if we win this game. 100%. Myself
it is possible.
Myself included. I was not big on White last week with the Bear game. I was like, anyone can win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've said on Jet shows, social media, everything, win one of these next 2. Beat Minnesota in Minnesota or beat Buffalo in Buffalo, and we're 8-5 with Detroit and Jacksonville both at home in the same week coming up.
That's favorable as hell.
Just get to 8-5. Beat 8-5. 9-4. Oh my God, my tummy's going to be drenched with excitement.
Saints Buccaneers. I don't care less about that game on Monday night. I wish they could have flexed that shit out.
Oh, that's Monday?
Yes, bro. I wish they could have flexed that shit out.
I have to watch the World Cup.
Yeah. Colts and Cowboys on Sunday night. I wish they could have flexed that shit out. So I could give a damn about that one.
After the Jets win, I could pass out at like 6:00.
Rams Seahawks. I wish they could have.
Oh,
Yeah, another terrible
the
matchup.
1:00 games are the best.
Best, yeah. Raiders Chargers. I
Hey,
could care less about that.
Dolphins and 49ers aren't Sunday night primetime?
That's what I said. I wish they would have flexed it out.
Who
Because
has it?
Colts and Cowboys.
They're not flexing the Cowboys out. Cowboys are too big of a draw, even if they're playing a weak ass team.
No, damn that. They should have flexed them out. That's a terrible matchup to have as your Sunday night matchup.
Well, you got to remember, it's a ratings draw. It's like the old you saw in the movie Private Parts with Howard Stern.
Right. Yeah, but hold on.
Big Vomit. It's why do they listen? People who like him say, I want to see what they're going to do next. What about people who hate him? I want to see what they're going to do next. You're not flexing the Cowboys out of it because the Cowboys fans and Cowboys haters will come and just root for Matt Ryan to be the first 3/4 of the Super Bowl, Matt Ryan. You're not flexing the Cowboys out. You're not flexing the Niners out.
Fuck them, flex them out. No, I wish they would have flexed the Niners and Dolphins into that 8:00 p.m. Either that or here's two games at 4:00 that you got. So at 4:00 you got Dolphins, Niners, and 4:25 you got Chiefs and Bengals. Either one of those two games or matchups would have been a better game to flex into that Sunday night. Why are we watching Colts and Cowboys? Why? The Colts are terrible.
Ratings. That's a ratings thing.
I hear you, but damn it, sometimes let's understand what these flexions. Give me some better matchups that's going to draw viewers. And
did you hear the flex for the following week?
I saw that.
NBC.
Yeah, they
want
want
Dolphins and Bills.
Oh, did they?
The NBC wanted the Jets and Bills for Sunday Night Football, but Fox and CBS, due to the flex rules, are allowed to protect one game.
Oh, and CBS protected the Jets and Bills.
They're sending Nance and Romo to Buffalo next week for the Jets and the Bills.
Yeah.
So as a Jet fan, I have had many games where one network didn't want us. Now we're playing games where two networks want us.
No, yeah, I saw that, but this Dolphins and Niners matchup, man. Oh man, I think this is going to be a fucking. I think this is going to be.
It's not even the doubleheader in my area. I would love to watch that game.
Man, this is going to be a physical. Because here's my thing, and this is where I give Miami the respect, and especially Mike McDaniels and what he's been doing with Tua and the offense and improving the defense, is because you see a little bit of San Francisco in the Miami Dolphins. They love to run the ball. That's why they get Raheem Mostert. Go get Jeff Wilson Jr., two former 49ers that are familiar with Mike McDaniels, who came from where? San Francisco 49ers. And so you see a lot of familiarity between these two teams. They're almost a splitting image of each other. The only problem is San Francisco's the more established of what you've seen of the other two teams than what Miami is. But there are pieces of Miami that I see. I'm like, yo, they're so San Francisco written all over that shit. And it makes sense.
Let me address this real quick.
Yeah.
Matt, the following week, the one where the Jets and Bills play,
yeah,
Miami
they put
Chargers.
Miami Chargers. Yeah, they got flex in there. Yeah.
When NBC couldn't get the Jets and Bills, they said, okay.
Yeah, because Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson are so trash that even Patrick Mahomes couldn't save that Sunday night matchup from getting flexed. That shows you how trash the Broncos are on offense. Patrick Mahomes couldn't even save that flex game. But no, this is going to be a straight out what good old JR say in WWF back in the day.
Hold on. That's why here's a slobber knocker. It looks like a car wreck out on I-95.
Good boy, these boys are gonna get after
As God is my witness, I believe he's dead.
Oh my God! Stop the damn match!
It's a family man.
Man, this is gonna be physical, but here's my main point out of this, and this is what we want to see from Tua. Can you beat elite defenses?
In a row.
What I'm saying, can he beat elite defenses? This is going to be your test, Tua.
I will say this. You know this more than anyone. I was relentless on Tua. The Hill trade, everything, I put it all on Tua. I will say this.
I was right there with you.
Either their coach is the greatest offensive mind to ever live, or Tua figured it out in year 3. Could be a combination of both, right? Like a great system, get the ball out. They went all in with the linemen they brought. They moved Waddle to the 2 and Hill to the 1. Jacecki's very good with catching passes. They traded for Jeff Wilson from the Niners, who's familiar with the system. Mostert missed last week, expected to be back this week. They got a lot of speed. And if you design that offense to get the ball out and you get it to guys with that speed who can catch and run, he's doing his job. He's getting the ball out of his hands. He's completing a high percentage of passes. I don't say this very often. We will delete this later. So far to date, I was wrong on Tua. So I will admit when I'm wrong. I will pump my chest out when I'm right. I will admit when I'm wrong.
I'll say this.
Now it looks like I was wrong on Tua.
No, and I'm glad you said that because trust me, I've been on the same train with you with Tua.
We were throwing dart for dart. The Bulls.
No, solely based off of this season. I mean, we seen it with. I give Tua his credit. He's doing. My only knock is obviously we seen the concussion situation this year. Him missing some games. That's still part of me. Is like, come on, Tua. This again, we still doing with durability. Like this is going back from college when you mess up the hip. Your last year at Bama, like, come on, man, we still dealing with the durability. So I'm still not off that. But for the most part, if you were going off a QB ranking solely on their performance of 2022-2023 season, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Tua Tagovailoa are the 3 best quarterbacks in the league, solely based off of this year and their performances.
Oh, we're just excluding Mike White?
Mike White's now? I'm sorry. For the viewers, Mike White and Sam Darnold are the only 2 undefeated quarterbacks starting this week in the NFL. Go ahead, Lamar. Finish your shit.
You ain't shit for that, man.
Even Russ has multiple losses. Russ has more losses than Mike White and Sam Darnold combined, motherfucker.
Oh, this motherfucker's gonna yak this shit up, boy. Goddamn. But no, it's to me, this is more pressure on Tua than anything. I think the Niners are fine. They're a Super Bowl caliber team. Obviously, just with them, you just got to make sure that they can get to the finish line, being healthy with San Francisco. And that's the only thing that really worries me about that. The defense is playing elite. They got multitude of weapons on offense, and they got the greatest game manager in the game right now that's not named Tom Brady at quarterback. And they're fine. They're fine.
Who's the game manager?
The greatest game manager in the game besides not named Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay. I had a text from him. I missed the beginning of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They got the greatest game manager in the game that's not named Tom Brady. So yeah, this is Tua's. Honestly, this is Tua's moment. Imagine if Tua goes out there and plays a phenomenal game. He got to garner some MVP votes. I'm just saying. But this is Tua's moment to shut a lot of people up, if you ask me. I call you, and then before we get up out of here, talk real quick. Chiefs, Bengals. There's a chance that the Bengals can win this game. Yeah. If anybody thinks that Kansas City is just going to roll into Cincinnati and blow the doors off of Cincinnati, and this is coming from the Chief fan himself, because there was 2 games last year that Kansas City went into Cincinnati late in the season and put up 28 points in the first half and couldn't score nothing in the second. And Jamar Chase had a career day, went for 200 plus yards, 4 TDs. All right. Did y'all forget about the AFC Championship game? Pretty much it was a mirror image of the same game they had in December. Chiefs scored a lot of points in the first half, second half couldn't do nothing, and Patrick Mahomes played the worst game in his career in that second half. And guess what? Cincinnati went on to play in the Super Bowl. So if you think that anything of that can happen on Sunday, you're not paying attention to football because Cincinnati right now is probably one of the hottest teams in the league. Joe Burrow is playing excellent football.
They rested Chase to get Chase back this week too.
Oh, definitely. First of all, they made sure they rested not only Jamar Chase, but they made sure they rested Joe Mixon. So you get the Bengals went 4-1 the whole time that Jamar Chase was out, and that's 2 games missing Joe Mixon, or a game or so. T. Higgins stepped up. Tyler Boyd is still a great number 3 slot receiver. Their defense ain't the most statistically best defense, but guess what they do? They got a decent pass rush, and they get turnovers. So Cincinnati sure as hell got a shot to win this game, and this matchup scares me with the Chiefs because we have a very young secondary, and it's been up and down with that secondary this year. Oh, so you're going to put that up and down secondary against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? Have fun. So, honestly, I think the team that can get the running game going wins this matchup, and that's why that also scares me because Andy Reid refuses to run the damn ball. Refuses. He hates it. He's allergic to it. I swear he is.
No, he's not. Andy Reid running the football is like a female on their period. It only happens once every 4 weeks. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Pacheco had a good game. You ain't touching the ball for 20
I can't argue that. Like, my man Pacheco be averaging almost like 5-6 yards a carry, and there's times where he'll stop running. He'll stop giving him the ball. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing, Andy? But no, look.
The guys in the chat, let me just apologize for Jamel's not here today, and usually Lamar produces what we're going to talk about. I comment, and Jamel is usually very good with getting the comments up. I've been trying to. I apologize if it's been slow, but we appreciate you guys watching. So my apologies. That's on me today.
No, it's all good. But look, Chiefs got a shot. Bengals got a shot. This is a playoff caliber type of matchup.
Measuring stick game, right? It's who's the big dog going into January.
Yeah.
Because if you play in the playoffs, no one wants to hear what happened in September, right? If it happened,
here's my only issue, because I'm okay with talking smack, but I'm okay with talking.
You hide it very well.
I'm okay with talking smack on the field while you're in the middle of a play. I'm not a fan of giving bulletin board material, and Justin Reid went out there and gave Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd bulletin board material.
What he said?
He said him, Justin Reid, paraphrase, Justin Reid said him and the Chiefs secondary is going to shut everything down.
Oh.
And I don't like that. I'm not a fan of giving teams bulletin board material, and I'm not a fan of giving elite wide receiver group bulletin board material.
I'll add to it. I am not a fan of questioning Joe Burrow. I am a Joe Burrow guy. You know
First of all, who the hell is still questioning Joe Burrow?
But if you're calling out the receivers, you're saying Burrow can't get them the ball, right? You're calling out Burrow indirectly. I don't like it.
Who the hell is still questioning Joe Burrow?
Making sure the Bengals are my pick right now.
No, I'm just being real. Like, I'm not a fan of giving bulletin board material to an elite wide receiver group. Like, people were like, "Oh, Jamar Chase is going to be out. You guys are going to." No, I tried to tell people this when Jamar Chase went out. T. Higgins and both Tyler Boyd were in the top 15 of wide receiving yards. The whole wide receiver group was in the top 15. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd were all in the top 15 of receiving yards. What does that tell you? It's not just one. That whole wide receiver crew is good. Don't give them bulletin board material.
I hear you.
Come on,
I will say this, though. I'm all for the Bengals and the Chiefs having bad defenses, and these two quarterbacks just going off and
slinging it.
Fucking
slinging it.
Oh, shotgun spread all fucking day, man, and just give America a treat.
I'm not gonna say Higgins is better than Chase. Only because you see
Chase, I think, is the better word. I think he's different than Chase.
He's different. Yeah, he's definitely different. Because I think T. Higgins can hold his own as a wide receiver, and he did. He did that between the last 5 games that Jamar Chase was out. Bengals went 4-1. All right. So obviously there was some scoring going on. They were fine. And look, I'm gonna let you finish it up before we get up out of here. Because
Anthony, by the way, Anthony switched over to Facebook Press.
Because there's literally a handful of games this week that are great matchups.
Yeah, this is that week where you get great matchups and awful matchups.
Dolphins, Niners, Chiefs, Bengals, Titans, Eagles,
Jets,
Commanders, Giants, Jets, Vikings,
Patriots, Bills tonight.
You got 6 primetime possible playoff type of atmosphere, type of games. And so I think this is a good week.
Separate the men from the boys in December.
Oh yeah.
I am so happy. I'm watching December football, not saying, well, let's play this guy who we drafted 2 years ago and see if he has a chance to last on the team, if he has a role going forward. No, it's let's win some fucking games and make the playoffs for the first time in my fucking daughter's life.
Hey, it's possible, bro. It is definitely possible, but no. Great slate of games for NFL Week 13. I'm telling y'all, next year when we do the NFL Pick'em League, everybody watching, y'all better join in on it because we got a real competitive Pick'em League this year. We got, unfortunately, Matt's kind of
second place is competing. Matt's running. Matt's 9 games up. Even on my best weeks, Matt stays even with me.
Like Matt's at 9, he's been staying at 9-10 game separation from everybody, and everybody's kind of like mushed together. Because there's moments where I'm dead last, and then next thing I know, I look up and I'm second place, and then next week I'm 3rd and 4th place. So it's crazy. Look, next year, y'all make sure y'all join this NFL Pick'em League because there's a possibility more people join. That cash prize of $200 might go up, and you still get the championship belt. I'm trying to tell you. So hopefully we're all trying to get Matt out of first place. He's literally been in first place since week 2. And
Matt would have not pick games for we would have to go to.
I'm about to throw his phone in the trash.
Take his phone, laptop, put the internet wire to the house, burn down the public library. We have to do everything to make sure he can't put his pits in.
I'm about to flatten all your tires. I'm about to cut your TV off. He's cut all your power off.
And real quick, while we're on the topic of Matt, I want to give Matt some love. Matt's had some health issues going on.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. It's not our position to put it out there.
Yeah.
But Matt, we know you are a very loyal viewer to the show. You're a good friend of ours on and off air. And on behalf of Lamar, Jamel, and myself, I just want to send you some love, man, and I hope everything's good.
No doubt.
He just texted me, I got burner phones, bro.
I'm gonna find them motherfuckers too.
I gotta just start taking down cell towers in the Toms River region. But all kidding aside, Matt, you are a big part of what we do here. You hop on with us sometimes at late night during the day, and you are appreciated, brother. And I know you bust our balls back saying we never give you love. So
that's for my Giants, man. That's for my Giants.
For everyone to see and for the internet to hold forever, Matt, the I.O.W. show is sending you lots of love, brother. We wish nothing but the best for you.
No doubt.
Give me a call. Let's talk.
No doubt, for sure. I very much agree 100% with the sentiments that Nick just said. And hell, on behalf of the whole I.O.W. sports crew, man, we love everybody that comes in here on a consistent basis and chops it up with us. Anthony, Matt,
Everyone?
Huh?
Everyone?
Well, I mean, oh Lord.
Fuck Mel. That's not touching your car. I said I'm taking out the cell towers, not your car.
No, he's talking about me when I told him I'm gonna flatten all four tires. So then after you break the cell tower, he's gonna try to get in his car to go somewhere else. I'm gonna make sure that he can't. I'm gonna flatten all four tires. Yeah.
We have to protest and block the roads. It'd be like me, you, Mel, and my kids out trying to stop Matt from driving through a fucking street.
Hell no, we won't go. And them pick 'em got to go. Hell no, yeah. Anyway,
God.
Look, it's going to be a great weekend of football. Kicks off tonight. Bills, Patriots. Going to be a great matchup. A lot of college football playoff implications on a lot of championship games this week. And like I said, there's 6 amazing matchups, and 5 of them are going to be on Sunday for the NFL. So please go enjoy your sports. And let's show some love to our men's national soccer team. They actually made it to the knockout round. They're Saturday. They're playing Saturday.
I'm setting the alarm to wake up.
Yeah, they're playing Saturday against the Netherlands.
Not a crazy guy who could score from anywhere.
Yeah, Netherlands is going to be a real tough challenge. So
not much about it, but I will be setting the alarm to make sure we wake up. Me and the kids wake up and watch us.
Yeah, no, but we'll see what happens with those fellas. So shout out to them, man. My brother Nick, always a pleasure to talk sports with you, my brother. So on behalf,
big games for both of us.
Oh yeah. So on behalf of the big homie Nick, and of course Detroit Mel, who couldn't make it today. He had to get that colonoscopy. It's okay. Man, episode 203 is in the book.
I saw the medical report before the colonoscopy, and he begged them, do not use any lube, go and dry. He actually rubbed grains of sand on him to make it more.
Yo, shut your ass. Hey, anyway, y'all come check us out Monday.
He does the same shit to me.
I know he would. I know he would. He definitely would. He definitely would. He definitely would. He would definitely be throwing shots at you. Y'all come back.
Sir, did you take any? Did you eat or have anything to drink before coming here? I popped 4 Viagras and a roofie. Let's get this colonoscopy on.
Y'all wild, bro. Matt said he got pink eye. Yo, I can't. Yo, y'all wilding today, bro. But anyway, y'all come back, enjoy the fun of a great weekend of sports, and y'all come back Monday and enjoy the fun with us, the I.O.W. Sports Crew. Lord,
let me answer. Because I have had relations with a couple females on the beach, and they have complained to me. So.
So you take the complaints into yeah, I'm about to plug because this shit's about to go haywire. Hey,
to be honest, I'm happy those bodies never washed up.
4 p.m. Monday, Eastern Standard Time. Come back to episode 204. Hey, peace and love, y'all. Y'all being good.
Peace, some love.